we were discussing with Andrew, the possibility of going for a video podcast at some point, just for the laughs
Oh, there we
of
go.
seeing each other's actual reactions.
So do you have my Twitch?
Your tweets? Oh, your tweets.tv, you mean?
There we go.
Ah. I, I was thinking there for a moment. Does he have Tourette's? Does he have tweets I don't know about? Any tics? Does your shoulder lift from time to time? Have you seen actually that comedian Samuel J. Conroe that has Tourette's and allows people to have so much fun asking him stuff about how life is with Tourette's?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
He's one of the funniest guys I've seen. I mean, you have to watch the video where he's discussing having sex with Tourette's and having sex with his first girlfriend. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Hands down. Hey, 2 copies of me on your screen because one Leftos isn't enough. Hey, Mom, I'm on the whole internet.
Twice.
Viewership of 0. Yeah. Famous at last.
Actually, there's 2 viewers. It's me and you.
Yeah.
But
I was looking at the download count of Roster Editor. You know how many times that thing has been downloaded?
The which editor?
The Roster Editor.
It's been downloaded a lot of times.
Yeah. 27,000 at least. No, half a fucking dollar for each download. Just imagine that.
Yeah, I know.
Half a fucking dollar for each download. I would be $13,500 richer than I am right now.
But that's why they have that hot file that I hate.
That's why they prefer those services. They get paid per download.
Like 0.04.
But I support NLSC's download services, bitches. Yep.
Gotta. Oh my god.
My sexy face is all over the screen. I have 2 copies on your tweets.tv. I have 1 copy there. My Skype window. Thank God I have 2 monitors or I'd be having an overdose of me right now. You have 2 monitors to yourself, don't you?
Yes, I can see myself. Wait, is that what you asked?
No, I mean monitors. You have 2 monitors, right?
Hell yeah. I got the 3D the 3D PS3 monitor.
Yeah, don't have a 3D monitor yet. I'm waiting to actually come to the US and get some money of my own before I go and make such stupid decisions.
Should I? So what are we going to do? Are we going to go through and look at the file formats?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Study them, and you're going to tell me what you see, and I'm going to tell you what I see.
Should I post this on the official forums and tell the creator?
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not? Are you serious?
I mean, he seemed really open about people being interested in his project, and not many developers are so excited about other people going ahead and reverse engineering everything, and messing with their stuff.
Oops, that's not Leftosa. That's Leftosa. Me and Leftosa are.
You're not saying it right.
Look at. Well, you put the A at the end of it.
Yeah. Leftos was taken for whatever fucking reason. Someone is Leftos on Twitter already, and A is the first letter of my last name. But because nobody can pronounce my full name, my actual full name, which because
Lefteris?
Yeah. Oh, you did it, and you actually said it right.
Is that hard, really?
You even emphasized it right. It's actually Lefteris.
I'm glad I got it right. I love you, man.
Yeah.
I tell you, stalker.
Yeah, I was on Simulation Radio one time, and when Zar transitioned services and went to a new chat room, the chat room asked me to register, and I decided to just sign in using Facebook.
Yeah.
And instead of using my my Facebook nickname, the service decided to put my full name on there. So one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life is Czar actually trying to pronounce my full name.
Which episode was this?
I don't remember right now, but I should find it. I should find it because I love the guy, but he utterly failed. He completely failed at that one. But I joined the show later that day, and I introduced myself as everyone knows me, Leftos, and I actually said, hey, here's the guy whose name you can pronounce. Anyway, so it's Lefteris Aslanoglu, everyone.
Aslanoglu. Yeah, that's what
I was... Yeah, fuck yeah, you can pronounce my full name correctly. That's so nice. Nobody at my university is going to be able to pronounce my name. I mean, that ends there. And the university has to know my actual official name. The one on my passport. Not the one you know. Lefteris is the actual modern name. My baptized name, the one that's on all my IDs, is Eleftherios.
Leftherios?
Eleftherios, yeah, which comes from the Greek word for freedom. So, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I have a cool name. Yeah. I have a really cool name. And I'm not doing it any justice.
So, I don't know what to put on the forums.
I don't know what to put on my pizza.
Modding light. Okay.
What? Spicy virtuosa. It actually, what's the virtuosa about?
I don't know.
I don't see anything really.
Isn't that meat?
Yeah.
I'm not going to put it on the official forums for them because I haven't even introduced myself on those forums yet because I didn't want to start anything without being able to follow through on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because
it will be even more of a surprise if we actually manage something, and post it then.
Then that's exactly. And what's nice about this is that right now, do you even know what the game is?
I've seen the game.
Okay.
I actually saw. I'm subscribed to the Just Ming channel on YouTube, and I actually watched the Pro Wrestling X video of the beta that you put up.
Yep.
After watching all the episodes of the new Minecraft series of Let's Plays on the Just Ming channel on YouTube.
So how it's that little gym, right?
Yeah.
So my goal is I'm gonna make that gym look like a much bigger arena. Nothing too fancy, no crowd or anything. It's just gonna be a black arena. It's gonna have a lit up video Dorna all the way around, and it's gonna look very basic. But at the same time, they have this music track that loops over and over and over and over again. It's in the menu. It's in the in game. It's the same audio track. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that into a crowd like ambient crowd noise.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go into the sound files. And every time there's a map, someone hits the mat or someone punches someone.
Okay.
Add in a crowd noise with that. So
there is a noise.
Well, I mean,
or are you actually going to edit the noise that the players have when they hit the mat?
You want to know what format the sound files are?
What?
Wave.
Seriously?
And they're just thrown in there just like those other textures.
Seriously.
I love this
They're
game.
not even using, an open source codec such as OG.
Wave.
No? Wave?
Fucking Wave.
Is it a weird format like,
watch
2K11 was? Because 2K11 was a form of...
Watch this. So, go to the second one here. Go back up to the top. Copy new. Paste new. And we'll just call this one Wave. And we'll get this out of models. Come away, over. You ready for this? I'm going to play it.
One.
Okay.
That's it.
I didn't hear anything. I can only hear you through the microphone.
One. I
don't have the actual sound from the Twitch TV because I'm getting too much feedback from, it's giving me back late. So
okay, well, stop talking for a second, and then here.
one, 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 one.
Did you hear any of that?
So much one. Anyway.
But that is the actual count for 1, 2, 3. That's the sound that's used.
Oh.
And I actually
Okay.
went through and replaced that. What's nice is that the sound file, it doesn't need to have any it doesn't have a parameters file. So I can take those in and out and resize the file to whatever the hell I want it to. As long as it's in the order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and it matches up,
They're
we're all good.
separate files?
There's no separate file for it.
No. I'm saying, are the sound files in separate files, or are
No,
they
it's-
all in a...
It's all in
In a
this one
contain-
DAT file. Yeah.
But you still don't have to, actually edit any offsets or anything. It just recognizes the start and ending of each file, and they still work perfectly.
And I can change what I did was I found that 1 before, and right underneath it is 2. So I copied 2, put it in the place of 1. It changed the file size. It still worked. And the game liked it.
Okay.
I fucking love this.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like really, really easy to mod. I mean,
And
makes sense.
looking at the player data, I can just go this down to where is it? Where is that beautiful offset? Screw it. But you see right here, these are all the model names. And if you go,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
then
Twitch. I can
It's
hear
a little
you,
delayed.
but yeah, it is a little delayed. So.
and then we got texture names here, and then we have the name.
Skype should have, a share your screen. It actually does. It actually does.
Skype shows my screen.
It has screen sharing. I'm trying to use it. We'll see how well that works. Anyway, you can keep your feed.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well, whatever.
throw
I
the
mean, I'm just
screen
showing you, and and it's got these extra data files.
Did you get an invite? Maybe. Can you check your window for your Skype window for any invites? I'd love to have a more direct, view of your screen.
I do not have.
Skype Premium. Yeah, whatever.
Oh,
Do you have
bullshit.
TeamViewer? Maybe.
Team Viewer? No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
You should.
Why?
You should, because I can not only view your screen, but I can help guide you directly on whatever you're doing.
Well, it depends. Are you serious about having me do
Helping
this?
you? I'm
Well, you're serious
spending
about
so
helping me.
much-
You're serious about helping me, but I mean, are you serious about actually having me do this? Teaching me to write the tool.
I'm not sure. What?
Are you serious about me like learning the tool?
Learning to what? To create tools? Am I serious about teaching you how to program?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll need to be able to share screens for that. I'll need you to be able to watch me code so I can teach you a few basic principles.
Okay.
Okay?
So how do you want to do this? Should I turn the live stream off? No one's watching. It's just us two.
I don't care about the live stream. I just want you to have TeamViewer on.
Okay.
I don't care about whatever you do with the live stream, really.
Okay. I will download TeamViewer. Just for you.
I will need to take a break at some point to, have my pizza and not have to.
No problem.
But
at all.
maybe if I'm not using the keyboard, if I'm just helping you and watching you, maybe we can do this at the same time.
Hey.
Takes me too long to eat anyway with the stomach ring anyway. I have told you about that, haven't I?
About what?
Me having a stomach ring for the past 2.5 years.
One more time. Wait a second. What was that? I'm sorry. I was looking at the installer. What?
Stomach ring. I have a ring around my esophagus, the bottom part of my esophagus that leads to my stomach.
Oh wow.
That's that throttles the food
I didn't
going
yeah,
down the esophagus.
I didn't know that.
You're not aware of how kilograms work, right? So I need
close.
to take that pounds. Anyway, so be aware I'm 5'11", okay, and I was at the end of my third year of my undergraduate studies. I was 265 pounds.
How much?
265, and
Oh, well,
I'm 5'11".
Okay, yeah. Well, you're.
That was the picture you saw. That picture you saw was a few months after I started using the stomach ring.
Yeah.
A few months after the surgery. So imagine how bad my situation was. But now I'm down to I'm down to 213 with a goal of around 176.
Hey, if anyone was a smartass and watches this stream and quickly saw that password before I moved it off to the side of the screen, I changed it. Just saying.
Oh.
I'll send you a PM on the forums.
Okay. So, did you download TeamViewer?
Yep, and that's why I'm sending you the ID and password now.
You can put the Skype window aside for a second and send me the.
No,
Skype
because
password.
I want to see you.
Okay. That's enough.
That's weird. Okay. That's weird. You're weird. Don't do that anymore.
I am. Seriously?
No, me.
Okay. You're talking to yourself in the second.
Have you watched my Let's Play videos? That's all I do.
I haven't watched the one where you're alone.
John,
That's
what are you
big.
doing? John, this isn't a smart... John, what are you doing? Is that all you need? Just those two?
I just need, yeah. I need your ID once, so I can, add you to my partners list. You'll be my partner. Is that legal in the state of Vermont?
Yes, it is. We were one of the first. We were one of the first to do that.
Nice. Still not nice enough. Great. Wait. Yeah. I need your ID privately still, so I can add you to my partners and we can quick connect later on. And your password, anyway, your password does not only, you don't need to change it. Even if someone sees it, you can click on that icon. And anyway, each time you shut down TeamViewer and start it again, it gives you a new password.
Yeah, that's what I did. I just got a new random one.
Yeah. So even if I get in your computer once, I still can get again once you restart TeamViewer.
Are you watching the live stream?
No. Now fuck you! Why am I even wasting my time trying to help you? Close Minecraft now.
But
now.
I wanted to show you what I made.
No! I'm going to see it on my own. I enter the server now and then.
Not since the 23rd.
I haven't? For 5 days?
5 days, man.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Oh well.
Oh well.
No, my life is keeping me busy.
I just did it just to see if you were paying attention. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not watching the live stream because you said you were going to give
I know.
me your...
Well, I did. I sent it to you on the NLC.
So, Wade's kick, intentional or not, since we're still not working on the mods yet. Wade's kick to the nuts of sessions.
Oh, yeah.
Intentional or not.
It was deserved.
Oh, you can even see me everything we need in Facebook if you have your browser in the other window.
Yeah. Okay, Facebook. Well, I sent you... You didn't get the private message?
Should get now, yeah. Okay, have it. MC Wrestling. That's a nice name if I ever decide to become a rapper.
MC...
MC Wrestling in the house!
Oh, God. Alright.
You'll need to teach me those tricks. I see you using your inventory screen in Minecraft all too quick. There's some shortcuts I don't know apparently.
The number keys 1 through 0.
Yeah. How do you do the thing where you turn everything that you have on the crafting part of the screen, how do you turn that immediately to everything it can produce instead of clicking again and again?
Shift click.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. So we're partners now in TeamViewer.
Awaiting
At least
authentication. Oh no. You better not.
I have.
Ah! No!
What?
Show me where your
What
mouse
happened?
is. So
It's
can you
that
just see, or are you active? What happened to
What?
my background?
Your background is automatically disabled so that the connection between us is not affected.
We need to have an NLSC logo somewhere here.
We're not going to do anything else. We just have an NRC logo. Oh my god, there's too many copies of me on my two screens right now. I'm getting dizzy.
Have you seen my ring mat?
Anyway, I can actually watch your screen. I'm going to see if I can, not have any control over whatever you're doing. Disable remote input. No, is that going to disable you? I'm not
I
sure.
can do video on this.
There should be an option down there that doesn't allow me to do anything, just watch you. I'm not sure if I can give you your wallpaper back.
You don't,
Here
I
you
don't
go.
care. File
See?
box.
Nice like that. I can even see your cursor. Ah, okay. Now I'm watching your cursor too. That's
Okay,
nice.
there you go. Yeah, I just did allow, deny remote control. There we go.
Ah, okay. Nice. So I can now do.
So can you can see it okay, right?
Yeah, I can see it, and I can see it, really, really nicely. It comes through immediately, not unlike the live stream, which has a 5-second delay.
Okay.
Much better this way. I will be able to help you much better. So anyway, yeah, show me the format
Of what?
of anything. The first thing you want to show me, so I can keep my own notes.
Okay. Do you want me to send you this text file? This doesn't have anything. Never mind. Okay. Where'd I put that? Rename?
I prefer keeping my own notes because when I read other people's notes, most of the time they don't make sense at all.
All right.
For me.
These are all the files converted to text format. I just crashed Notepad.
What do you mean convert text? You mean you just renamed the extension?
To text and took a look at it. That means
So
nothing.
that's a conversion to you?
Shut up. So, well,
Oh, you're so naive.
but it worked nicely for a couple.
But-
Okay,
but-
doesn't matter.
but-
Doesn't matter.
But
I'm so sorry.
you should call me Sensei from now on.
Okay, Sensei.
Anyway,
Um,
show me.
so what do you want to see first? Well,
I have no idea. I mean, I read your notes, but I was too busy to actually pay any attention. So show me
Okay.
everything again.
here's the notes. So we'll start with the models, just because I've done the most work with them. So
Thank you.
here are the two defaults. Yeah, default. Open them up. Okay, and then let's just make them look nice. There's that. Whoa.
Ah, you pressed escape and kicked me out.
I didn't press escape. I didn't press anything.
For whatever reason, it did kick me out anyways. I'll just connect.
Alright, it's the same information. Can you reconnect?
Yeah.
There you are. Okay. That scared me.
Oh,
Okay.
I can view both your monitors.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Awesome. Look at my emails. You
Oh.
retweeted. And,
Hey
evidently-
everyone, John is watching porn in his other monitor.
Wait.
Back to the
Get
main
outta
screen. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay. So
Yeah, they're actually compressed.
these are it's only compressed in the file itself. So it's an uncompressed file, but it's compressed. Do you understand what I mean? The model compression.
You're not making any sense.
Okay, here it is uncompressed. The front of it, the top of it's the same. This is just one model. But let me just copy out this.
So what is compressed?
The file itself.
And how did
Find-
you decompress it?
It's like the model is compressed, because if you go down to the second model, this is uncompressed. This is my own copy in the
How
default
did you
file.
decompress them?
I opened it in a tool. So watch, if I take this,
Okay.
go down to the second one, bring it back up.
So
Yeah, let me just copy this out.
yeah, so these
And
are the file delimiters.
yes,
And so
this is
actually
this is the
it-
file itself. This is the stuff that we want to extract. So I just created that.
And they have such clear delimiters.
They just had the clear headers, and the
Yeah,
and the,
yeah,
and the
that, that's what I.
And let me open up that file I just created. There it is.
Nice. Nice.
See how easy that
Okay.
is? And
Yeah,
then from
yeah.
here is how I
And you
saved
just
it.
want.
And when I export
Okay.
it from here, no, I don't want to overwrite it, but and see how I can choose text, binary, or compressed for the format.
Yeah.
That's how I
And it
compressed it.
compresses to the same compatible format.
Unfortunately, compressing doesn't work.
Yeah, because it probably doesn't use bzip.
Right, it uses well, it's bzip, but it wouldn't work in the game for whatever fucking reason. I have no idea. But the uncompressed,
Does the game work with uncompressed models?
yes, it works with
Okay.
the text ones I had. If you go
Same as TK then.
exactly
Even after you. Okay.
and see right here how
So we
this is
don't need to
text.
worry about recompressing anything.
Nothing like that. All we need to do is right
Okay.
here. We have the so all mesh is that player mesh file that we just saw, and then we
Mhm.
have the back wall, the bag, and what we can actually do is if I go into
You're doing stuff too fast. You have to remember that even
no, I
still.
understand. If I
Okay.
open up each one of these with the what's it called, DirectX viewer, I can see what each model is, but I can't convert it here.
Okay.
So what the big thing, taking those models and taking them in and out of the file is wicked easy. That's nothing. The
Yeah, but
problem is
you'd still be better off if you didn't have to copy paste everything yourself.
right, and this is the file, this P file, the parameters file,
Yeah.
is where so this first number for HTML bag, they have a punching bag in the background.
Mhm.
This right here is the offset in the file, and this is the size.
Okay.
And these are both byte reversed.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. So
Yeah.
they're what is it? Little endian or big
Whoops.
endian? I have forgotten my basic science. If any universities are watching this,
Pay no attention. But no, see if
Yeah,
I go to this offset now.
you do know you don't have to actually reverse them, and you can just right click on Data Inspector and choose another endianness.
I did not know that.
Yeah, go back.
What was that? If I go here and just go.
No.
Doing
No. I'm not saying that.
See? There you are. Right here. Went right back to right
Okay.
at the beginning of the model.
Oh, no, I'm saying the other file. The other file. Okay, this one. You actually reverse the bytes. Okay. Select the whole thing. Select the the first 4 bytes. The one just the offset. Okay? Right click on data at offset up in the data inspector on the right. Right click data at offset. See? And now the data in the data inspector, displays everything correctly. See?
But there's nothing. We don't need
How
anything
it's-
over here.
I'm just showing you a trick.
But
Yeah,
I know that trick, but we don't need anything over here because this offset is just a hex offset right here.
Yeah, you use hex offsets, right?
5.
Hex offsets are
8B94.
cute.
No, I'm
and
not
everything.
using it. No, this is the game using it. This is the game.
I'm
files.
just- Okay. I'm saying hex offsets are nice and everything, but when you're programming things,
Oh yeah.
if you're going to use offsets, they're by default decimal. You have to consider that. It's easy enough to make a converter. It's really easy. There's a lot of
I can
.NET
convert
actually,
them in, I can convert them in friggin' calc for open office. Yeah,
Yeah, but we want to be able to automate stuff like this.
exactly. And I understand.
See, and having Yeah, okay.
No,
Having the
I
decimal offsets will help us do the actual programming.
Yeah.
That's why I use decimal offsets. Well, that's why videos are so confusing, because people are watching them who are just used to using hex editors
because
who
of
have
me.
never actually programmed anything. Yeah,
Because
John
of
is
me.
one of. Yeah, because.
But that's why
And you're
though.
you're preaching those hex offsets in your videos, in your tutorials, and you're going to be in trouble, big boy.
Just for if files, the if files for 2K, I believe use hex offsets. Yeah, as do the roster files, if I remember correctly, for the names.
What do you mean they use hex offsets?
When they reference in the roster, when they reference the bank of names at the bottom.
Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'm not saying that doesn't make sense when you're actually looking at the hex data.
Yep.
I'm saying that that makes life harder when you're working, when you're programming.
Yep.
But it should be, it should be as easy as creating a basic converter before you do anything else.
Nope, I'm with you.
You can use hex offsets, but the first thing you need to do is have, code that will be able to convert hex to decimal and decimal to hex for you whenever you need it, so you can fully work with hex. I just haven't bothered.
Nope, I'm 100 with
But
you 100%.
I imagine Vlad, for example, works with hex offsets and uses automated converter.
He does what he does, but I'm with you 100%. I know it's much easier. Even when I was just doing the roster updates for the offsets, it's much easier. I already know that, so I'm with you. I know. I just give you shit.
And anyway, when you display that, that's what made me create hex on steroids.
Yep.
You see, so that I could display everything in decimal instead of hex. Because especially when you're working with floats, you're fucked if you're trying to edit them in hex.
Right. But so yeah. And then, like I said,
that's a really basic format. I like how everything in the other file, the actual data file, has a clear header. This information is pretty much cut out for us.
And
so
actually, and I want to show you this too for the Leftos. It's just a different ping header.
Okay.
Nice and simple.
As if we do have the headers that are, we just need to make notes of the headers as they appear in the file, and it should be. You know how much I miss working with byte aligned files. After 2K screwing up my life this year, I mean, thank God I came up with the idea of find that hex.
I can imagine.
That tool has helped me so much. Really, I mean, I was hitting my head on the desk because I didn't come up with it earlier.
I should feel bad for not updating those roster offsets just for the new shoe rosters that came out. But fuck those shoe rosters. Yeah. They added shoes. That's it. You can do it yourself.
That shifted the table. I don't believe that would actually shift the tables.
They did. They said they're not the offsets aren't working anymore.
Oh fuck!
That's what I said. I put the tutorials up. You guys can do it. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
I'm only gonna do that shit when I'm gonna do a new roster. So.
Yeah. You know why I implemented playbooks in the roster editor?
What happened?
No, I'm sorry, Slim, but I actually bothered because finally someone implemented those playbooks and I wanted them in my association save.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but that's exactly how things work when you're not being paid.
Which is understandable, and no one's gonna fault
you
for that.
I mod what I need first and foremost, and then if other people have fun with what I need, even better.
When I kept saying to you, this is a personal, thing and everything. With this game, we've been waiting for a PC wrestling game since that really shitty Raw game that came out.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
And
it was back when I was in secondary school, and it was just when SmackDown and Raw were becoming really popular in Greece.
Right.
They were in the public channels, and they were becoming really popular. So having a game even as shitty as it was, it was really nice because it was the only thing that we had for a wrestling game. So that's That's one of the reasons why I'm so willing to help you, other than, my love for teaching. Hello, universities. I loved it.
But I mean, even the friggin' EXE is so nice.
What
And
the?
what I was hoping,
Yeah.
what I was really
Mhm.
hoping, they have this player textures folder, and yes, that is a nude. I took one of the guy textures and put it for the girl. I had to.
You
But
pervert.
I know. But they actually have this folder where it will reference this texture instead of the default texture. But it
Ah,
only,
nice. So
but
it's
no, no,
it's
no,
an
no.
override folder.
But it only works for these textures right here and the ring texture, which isn't everything, and it doesn't work for the models or anything. So what I was hoping,
Have you told them?
yes, they know they're gonna update it in future versions, hopefully. But that's why I asked him in that email that I showed you the reply to. But unfortunately, what I was hoping was that
I want to
in
see
here,
something. I want to see something. Those strings. Can
Here.
you go back to them?
which
Are
file?
those strings what in the exe file? Are those
Here,
strings?
I think you have
Is the
control.
first byte?
I
Is
just
the
gave you
first byte
control.
of it? Is the first byte of each string? Let me go to the start of its string. Is the first byte of each string its size? Because that's really important. Having the size maybe as the first 1 or 2 bytes.
This is the EXE, just so you know that you're in.
Yeah, okay, I know. So 13. Is that 13 characters long? Is it?
8, 9, 10,
No.
11, 12. No,
Since
12.
12. But anyway, even with this character,
Yeah.
maybe it includes this because it needs to be, here. Let me, just do another check. So
Yeah, go ahead.
how many bytes is? Oh, I didn't do that. Right. How many bytes is this? 3, 6, 9, 11, 13, 14. So
E.
what is happening here? EB. That's not right. EB. That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Anyway, yeah,
Hey,
that
look
failed.
at down here, uncompress.
Anyway, let's start with what we can do. So, give me your plan about what you want to do with those easy to mod DAT files with the models first.
Okay, well, since we have this sound file right here that is structured the same way with the beginnings, what I was hoping for was that we could do something that would require the user to do something like this, where it's 1 through 29, and then you can edit these models as you please.
Yeah.
And then the program will automatically build
The DAT file from those.
the 2 files back from those. Now the question is,
We
this
can easily both extract them.
the question
And
is,
yeah.
these files, should we force people to name it these files like this? You know what I need
If
to
we
do?
have the, we shouldn't force anyone to do anything. We can
Right.
automate both the export and the import process.
Right. My only concern is
So
that I want this to work.
are those names in the order of the actual models in the DAT file?
Yes, they are, and that's why I was wondering
So
if you.
is the first file the first one in this file? I have to be right back.
Yep. While he's gone, let's test this. Go to data. Make a copy of it again. Hex edit. Alright, you guys aren't going to see this in the stream, but I'm going to load up the game and see if it works. Nope, crashes. Shit. Okay, so they have to be in that order. Remember. That sucks. I only wish we could fuck with it like that. Let's make sure this is the default one. Yep, it is. Okay. Well then. That is interesting. It's a pain in the butt is what it is. So, I don't know if anyone's going to watch this after or not, but I really hope you're enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun with Leftos editing this stuff. I think he just ran off to get something to eat. Which I should do too, but I'm not that hungry yet. So, and I'm pretty sure no one will be watching this on Twitch anyway, because right now there's a classic wrestling games stream going on that the Screw Attack guys are doing, which is a little bit more interesting than friggin' mod development for a really, 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 really early beta game. Just saying. Dude, you did not just turn that pizza up like that. Okay, good. Because I was going to say, if you tilted it like that, ugh. That looks amazing.
Why am I listening to you through my speakers? Have you been on my speakers the whole time?
Maybe. I have no idea. I haven't heard an echo, so I don't know.
How can I have you both on my speakers and my speakers? The jack wasn't all the way in.
The jack wasn't all the way in.
Yeah. It was deep enough so that it got the audio to my headphones, but not deep enough so that the speakers detected that the headphones were plugged in.
Huh.
Fixed it now. Anyway.
Well, while you were
fun.
gone, I quickly...
I saw you were talking.
Yep, I quickly did I took the all mesh, and I put it at the end of the file. And then I loaded up the game to see if it would load, and the game did not load. It crashed.
Okay.
So it has to be in this order. Maybe it just has to be in the order of this offset for it to be happy. But just to be safe, I think we need to keep it to this order.
Maybe it's expecting the files to be in a certain order.
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
That could be hard coded in the exe itself.
And it's also, if you know,
have we stopped
it's
live streaming?
alphabetical.
Have we stopped live streaming, or am I going to eat pizza in front of everyone?
You can eat pizza in front of everyone because it's gonna be on the screen most of the time. Or I can just move Skype over. Say bye to Leftos, everybody. Bye, Leftos.
For now.
Bye. Now I get to watch you eat pizza. Yum.
Yeah. The pleasure will be all yours, and I will be returning everyone as soon as I'm done eating.
Hey, don't worry. Once oh fuck, I want pizza so bad. Oh, I made pizza. Okay.
You did?
I made it. I made pizza last night. Shit, I should have gone down and warmed it up when you were down there. When you were gone.
What?
Catherine!
No. You're not that good a husband to demand your Catherine warming your pizza. Are you actually going to call her? Are you actually calling her?
No.
Do you realize how much you suck?
Oh wait, I missed you. Hang on.
Oh god.
Hi, wife. Could you do me a favor? Could you throw
You're
my...
so...
Left us to say when I'm in trouble. Could you throw my 3 slices of pizza into the toaster? I love you. Thanks. I love this woman.
You're ridiculously ridiculous.
Ridiculously ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And everyone will have nice munching noises from it. Yeah. What else?
Oh God,
You bitch.
bitch. To be honest, I'm just waiting for Ben to just come in and bomb this thing with the Steam. Let's see what the
Okay.
sales are.
So, as I was saying before the pizza arrived, it's going to be so nice and automated. It's not even funny.
I love you.
Yeah. And
I want this game to succeed.
we're going to export all the files properly with their proper names to whatever folder the user chooses, and when the user is done editing, they'll be able to import them back. Fuck you.
I'm just
They'll
putting
be
me
able
in here so people can see me. Attention whore.
The user will be able to, import everything back and will be able to construct that file. I mean, it's as easy. It's so ridiculously easy compared to even, having to do the keep my mod stuff, where I still needed to edit the downloads.mnf. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I just went
the
widescreen
hell?
on your ass.
I know.
That was weird.
When
Sorry.
the bandwidth between us is good enough, you go widescreen.
For all this useless shit. That is a crib.
Yeah.
Those are
yeah.
pictures.
If the crib is not in the frame, there's no point.
No, I know what you mean.
Anyway, yeah, but it's similar to how Keep My Mod edits the downloads.mnf to fool the game into thinking that the online data is still proper.
Yes, I didn't even think of keep. You've already done this.
Yeah, of course I have. The code is out there. Keep My Mod is in my Bitbucket account, where I post everything that I do for,
Oh, the
possible
MDF. You said.
employers to take a look at my work.
There we go. You've already flippin' done this.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
The names are
shit.
there.
Look at it.
Along-
It lines up.
Yeah. The names are there along with sizes. So yeah.
No,
And-
I had no clue.
Check out those strings. The first character of those strings should be the length, because you can edit the length and then it supports, it also supports, having files with different names as the online data. People have been, asking me to be able to add things and remove things completely. Didn't get around to that yet. I should.
Wow.
Some.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've already done this. Should be really easy. And since everything is byte aligned,
Oh, yeah.
it will be even that more easier.
If anyone watches this
easier.
and doesn't know what byte aligned means, in the
What?
rosters for NBA 2K13, we have to play with this binary. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. If you've seen the rest of John's tutorial videos, especially the one where he goes through all the trouble of finding the roster offsets the hard way. Yeah.
Hey, I learned
And
how to do it the hard way. I'm gonna teach people the hard way.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because I watch your tutorial videos and there's so many tricks you don't know. It's like me watching you play Minecraft. It's the
And
same exact.
This is me after 7 years of fucking reverse engineering stuff. Because
Yeah.
I only got good at this stuff learning how to really. The first thing of reverse engineering I did was taking a NBA Live DBF file and opening it with Excel.
Yeah. Because that was,
So
that
I
was
could-
pretty easy because the DBF files were already, they tab separated or whatever. The
Oh,
Excel opened them automatically, right?
Yep. And you want to know what
Yeah.
I did? Do you even know what my first mod was?
I think you told me in the talking before a podcast, but remind me.
So that I could select any NBA team for the All-Star game, so I could throw off the glass alley-oops. That's it. And then we get 2K13.
Yeah, because the off the backboard were only in the All-Star game,
Yep.
so you want to be able to do that with any player, right? Do I remember correctly?
Yep, you got it, man.
You and your cheese.
I love my cheese. Do I have any cheese up here? Catherine, I need some cheese!
I can't imagine how your wife still bothers with you.
I don't know.
Woman, hold on to her.
I love her, and she knows it, and support her with
Now the
anything
rest
she
of
wants
the
to do.
world does too.
The what?
The rest of the world knows
rest-
it too, because it will be forever recorded in a stream.
Yep.
So,
I don't know. Should I put this shit on YouTube?
to you.
Ugh.
Not YouTube. Doesn't Twitch TV hold the archives of whatever you
Yeah,
record or
They do,
whatever you
but I,
stream?
can, but I can also put it on YouTube too, and this is technically educational, so I could make money on it.
Yeah, big money off me.
Actually,
You realize?
Speaking of that, speaking about making money off you,
Yeah, let's talk more about that.
I got contacted by a partnership company for YouTube, which means I could, if I get accepted with them, I could put advertising on my 2K videos.
Because you're making tutorials for my tools.
No, I already make money off those. I mean making money off of gameplay. Okay, you want to know how much money I make off that? You still have TeamViewer up?
Yeah.
God, I can't believe my connection's actually handling a TeamViewer, a stream, a Skype call.
You do have high-speed internet.
That's true. Analytics.
Skype call, stream, TeamViewer.
All right. Earning estimates.
What?
So
Is it on your other monitor? Wait.
yeah, other monitor.
Oh, yeah.
So roster editor, $3. I owe you $2. In the
You
last
do
30
fucking owe me $2. Wait. NBA 2K13 tutorial roster editor. Those are $4.
Yeah.
And then all the others are amount to about $1.50, $2.
So I mean, it's not
So,
much.
yeah.
It's nothing at all, but it's something. And like I said, it took me 6 months to get a paycheck out of them.
Yeah, I can imagine. Anyway,
Oh, hang on a
I
second.
did get.
How long do you think? Okay. Okay. Couple more seconds and I got pizza. Cause she's awesome.
Yeah, she really is.
And that little girl is too.
Yeah, your daughter is the cutest thing ever. Which is curious considering how ugly you look. Thank God for Catherine.
Leftos said mean things. Tell his mom.
I am saying mean things for you and really nice things for Catherine, so
Ah.
I'm covered on that one. And anyway, I'm going to help you make great tools.
Oh
for
my god,
resumes.
dude.
I'm
This is-
actually curious. I'm actually curious, John. Are you sure nobody has bothered to make these tools already? Because they seem so easy for me to make that they should be for anything. For
I looked at
anyone
the
else.
official forums,
Yeah.
and the biggest
Modding
breakthrough,
project?
the biggest thread, the biggest breakthrough for this game so far is fucking TextMod. Do you know what TextMod is?
No, not really.
TextMod is a program that rips out any image a game uses, and you can replace it with your own.
Okay.
But you have to run that program before you run the game.
Yeah,
It's what we had to use for 2K9 before we cracked the if files.
Okay.
So no one's done this, and I'm fairly certain no one's even looking into it.
Okay. Fine. I'll help you. But when we do begin programming, we'll actually have to switch sides, and you'll have to watch my screen as I do some programming for you to watch.
No problem whatsoever, man.
Yeah,
I want to learn. I want to know this stuff. This stuff makes me happy. I've had a smile on my face non-stop just because I figured out those container files.
I'm really happy
shit.
for you.
I love this
I'm
shit.
really happy for you. I am always happy seeing people learn, things that I'm already passionate about, and I'll be glad to help you.
Well, I think that's probably why I like making those tutorials so much.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting you to make so many tutorials for tools I've made.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I'm pretty sure the pizza's burning.
Okay.
One sec. All right. So
Time for you to watch indeed, while I do magic.
You ready for
You
this?
don't want the Skype window in there.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice.
I made
Nice.
that.
Did you make that?
I made that.
Nice.
So how do I switch this over?
Wait.
Wait, can you just team viewer it so that I can see you? Oh shit!
Yeah, I already
Oh
did.
shit!
I already did.
Okay, how do I mute this?
Audio, video, computer sounds. On the top, there should be a bar on the top of the window.
And uncheck computer sounds?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh hey. Hey, sexy Leftos.
So,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I should be closing my. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let me. So, do we want to? What's the tool that uncompresses the models?
I used a. The format is DirectX. It's just a DirectX.
Yeah,
format.
okay, but people are going to have this, right? This file.
You don't need to worry about uncompressing the files themselves. That is
Why not?
any model editor that opens up an X file will be able to decompress it and save it.
Okay.
The only thing we need to
Fine.
worry about is just take it out, put it in. Take it out, put it in.
Okay, fine. So, so this and this file are the ones I'm worrying about, right?
Correct. And then if you want to do
Okay.
the textures too, the Leftex and the TX. But if you do this once, you can do it twice.
So,
Why do you group it by
Here-
bytes?
what?
Why do you have it by
I just-
single byte?
I don't really care. I work mostly with my tools, not
Oh, okay.
hex.
That's fine.
Anyway,
And why do you have 2K13 open?
I do. Oh yeah, I do. Because I don't trust save and quit game at all. I don't want to lose all my box scores.
Hey, no problem with that.
Bug of 2K13 works fine in the background, uses no CPU or GPU while you have it minimized. So.
Yep. Oh no, my cheese melted to the tinfoil.
You'll be picking that up. So, anyway, my tool of choice when doing development is Visual Studio. So I'm going to show you some things. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me open that
Okay.
up. It's not the tool that you use. Mostly, it's learning to actually program. New project. We want to make it cute. We want to actually have a graphical user interface so that it's not a console application like find that text. Because we can. I just don't bother making find that text a Windows graphical application. It's
Okay.
just too small in context. So actually, for me to actually bother that, what should we? That's the name of the project. Wrestling project.
Wrestling.
Okay. So, I'm creating a new project of graphical application, which gives me
Is Visual Studio free?
Visual Studio as a whole package is not free, but you can download free versions of its language named. For example, I'm using C#, so there's Visual C# Express, which is free, and the only features the Express versions lack are things for people that are actually developing for as a profession.
Mm-hmm.
For casual developers, you only need the Express edition, but we get Visual Studio, the more advanced editions, free via the Academic Alliance program that Microsoft has with the universities. So I have the full version of it. Anyway, so here's the window, which right now, if I actually try to start it, it will be an actual empty window that does nothing. Here it is. Here's our great program so far. Okay?
That's better than anything I've done.
Yeah. That's the automated part. Anyway, so what we want to do before we create a graphical interface is create some code about what we want to do. And that's where classes come in. So I'm going to name this class model import export because that's where I'll bring all the cool stuff. So what's the header? XOF0303, which is this
And
7 bytes.
that
Right.
remains constant for if it's compressed, a text file, binary. That's good.
Okay. So this is the one we care
Mhm.
about. So first byte is 120, 111, and so on and so on. Cute. So let's first write the code that's going to go through the file and export everything, without really bothering with names of the files yet.
Okay.
So, I'm going to explain everything. Then I just want to write some basic stuff down to.
No, that's fine. Dude.
So, to begin a programming lesson, classes are actually descriptions of objects.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by that is I have a class named car, like so. And what classes have is properties such as okay,
Yep.
and they also have methods such as uh, if we were being really naive and saying that the price of a car is its height times its horsepower,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying is right now is that I can have as many cars as I want in my program. They're going to have its height and horsepower as properties. That's what characterizes the car. And the user, this is the thing of public, the developer can actually calculate the price of any car. And what the code will actually do is give him the answer of height times horsepower, and that as far as the developer knows is the price of the car, right?
What language is this?
C#.
See, okay.
It's based on the concept that C and C++ already have, but it's a more advanced,
Okay.
quote-unquote, version that Microsoft made.
Because I'm just curious, because I took some Java classes, but nothing like this.
Yeah, I think it should be really similar to Java. People that are accustomed to C# transition really easily to Java and the other way around. So it shouldn't be all that different. You have actually taken Java classes?
The Coding Academy online.
No, okay. Were you paying any attention, or were you just in for the chicks?
For the wait, what?
Almost good. Anyway, yeah, we don't need this class, but it doesn't bother us right now. Anyway, so the difference between such a class and a static class is that when I have a class that's not static, I can actually say that car I can create objects. I can create instances of the car class, give them whatever name they want, and then, for example, ask for the price.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So the difference between that and the static class is that the static class is not a class that you create objects of. So it's not a car, it's an idea, it's actually a package that's of no use to you of having many of those packages, but it has many useful tools inside. So I wouldn't want to create any model import-export objects, but whatever code is in there is really useful to me.
Okay.
You understand? So it's like categorization of code, where I separate my code so it looks nicer instead of having everything in a single file.
Okay.
So, this is called the method. So calculate price is a method. These are fields or other properties. So this is a method. The exporter method asks the developer for a file name, and we're going to use that file name to open this file in binary mode, and then do magic. Okay? Are you following me so far?
The stream's kind of cutting in and out with your voice. Do you want to switch over the audio to TeamViewer?
I don't think that's going to help.
Because the Steam...
Skype is telling me to turn my video for better sound quality, so you're going to lose me for now.
Okay.
Anyway.
I can hear you a lot better now.
Yeah. My connection isn't that good. It's 12 downstream, 1 upstream, so.
Okay.
Anyway.
Whoa. Yeah.
So, let's begin doing magic. So, there's actually C# has many libraries in it because it uses the .NET framework. The .NET framework is just a collection of amazing tools that make our lives easier. So there's actually a binary reader and a binary writer already in there.
Awesome.
So, and you just went to. Did you lower your microphone volume or whatever, or is it just because you're eating?
It's because I'm eating. I put it away from my face.
Okay, fine. So anyway. So it's complaining right now because I haven't given it anything to open. So I'm going to give it the actual file. So now it's not complaining.
Okay.
So now I can do things like whatever I want. I can read, and it will automatically convert as many bytes as I want to the actual, format that I wanted, without me having to do that manually. That's pretty much what Hex on Steroids does.
That is fucking awesome.
Yeah, once you learn how to program, the possibilities are endless. That's why, to me, programming is one of the modern art forms. Because just like painting, whatever you put your mind to, you can actually, do that with enough persistence. So, that was sentimental. I can either, read byte by byte. I can read a lot of bytes, put them in a nice, array of bytes. I can read characters. I can read them in any form I want. So, since we do know that this is a nice... is my team viewer still on? Do you still see perfectly whatever I'm doing?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Okay. So since we know this is a nice, we can use this either as text or as the actual values. We can read them as ints and say, is the first int 120, then move on to the next one and to the next one and so on until you find all the 7 bytes that we want. But we're better off just because for performance wise, you want to do one comparison at a time. It takes much less time.
Right.
Okay, but since we're not actually too worried about performance because these are really small files, we can do just something like this. It asks me how many. No, that's one of the things I love about Visual Studio. It gives you so much help for whatever you're trying to do. It actually explains the stuff so much. So now I've asked the binary reader to read some characters. Mm-hmm. See how much help that gives me? It actually explains everything that the readCars method does. It says that it reads the specified number of characters from the current stream, returns the data in the character array, and advances the current position in accordance blah 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 blah. And since it asks for a property, which is the count, and it explains count is the number of characters I want to read. So I'm going to tell it to read 7 characters. Okay?
Yep.
And that I can convert it into a character array. How do I convert a character array to string? Does it need to be this way? Does it even support character arrays, this thing? No, it doesn't. Okay, fine. Maybe this. Okay. So, I want to compare that to this.
Right. Now, aren't there 8 characters, not 7?
Oh, yeah. Actually, they are 8. So, let me edit that.
Because I know Hex Workshop kept screwing up because of that space in between them. I always had to search for the hex. I couldn't search for the characters.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just giving you a heads up. I don't know what it's going to do for you.
Yeah, it doesn't do much. So, I'm going to say that after I've opened the file, I'm going to say while. Wait. Let me think about how to approach this. So. I want to Okay, let me do this the hard way. I want to read 1 byte at a time. So I'm going to say while br read by yeah, byte. Not. Fuck. Okay. If is it 120 the first one?
Yeah, 120, 111.
Okay, 120. We only care about the first one. So
Okay.
saying that, uh, so it's going. What's this going to do? So this is what we call an infinite loop. This loop never ends, which you don't want, but we're going to force this to end when we're done. But
Right.
what this does is says that, so to infinite and beyond, read a byte. If it's 120, you're going to do as I say, or else you're going to try again. So since there's no code outside of this if, back to the end of this while, all it's going to do is read byte after byte until it encounters a byte that's
120.
X.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is X in characters. So this is just for performance reasons because it's easier to compare one thing than 7. It's much faster. So after it's found an X, we want to see if the next 7 things are an OF space 0303. But this space is normally maybe it's so is it always a 20 or are there more?
It's always 20.
Okay, yeah. So the character code for space is 20. So yeah, that should be fine. Not actually 20, it's actually 32.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we have found an X, what we want to do is read the next 7 bytes. So if br read cars is equals read cars, what we need to say how many? 7 equals new character array, which is what's the F space, no, not like this, sequence equal, okay, uh 0 3 0 3. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm asking,
Yep.
are the next 7 characters equal to this array of characters? If they are, we need to do magic. So, yeah. No. Maybe we don't want this to. Yeah, let's do this right. So I want to put this up here. So I gave this thing a name, and I'm just going to ask if the next 7 characters are the same as the
Rest of
the
header.
header. Yeah.
Nice.
So if it is the equal to the rest of header, we need to export the header as well, right?
Yes,
Because
we do.
when we import when we put the dot back together, we need this to be present, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So we need to go back 8 bytes. So we're going to move the binary either 8 bytes back, and then tell it to read until it encounters the header again, right?
Right.
Okay. So
Is that a negative sign and then an equal sign before the 8?
yeah, it's a negative sign. A negative equal means subtract 8 from this amount, and
Yep.
then update this amount with a new value. So it's lessen the position of the binary reader by 8. That's what that means. It would be the same as writing this.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So after I've went back 8 bytes, I want to read until I encounter the header again. So I want to do this. How am I going to do this? Yeah, let's make the header one big thing. Should be better this way. Okay. So we're not going to be too worried about performance right now. So we found that header and we want to keep reading until we find the header again. So we're going for now. How am I going to do this? We want to read until. Let's. Okay. So I want to find the next header position, right?
Right. Yeah.
So going to keep reading again. Let's keep this as a backup in case we need it again after all this. So
Oh.
I'm going to keep reading until I find the header again.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm trying to see if I can get my hands on Visual Studio.
Okay. No, that's actually a stupid way to do this. We could actually find all the headers first and put them in a list, the header offsets, and start with that. So I'm going to make a list of header offsets. It shouldn't be here. It should be here. Equals new list. See, lists are non-static classes because I can actually create as many instances of list as I want, right?
Right, and you can edit them as much as. Oh yeah, you're right.
Okay. So, whenever I encounter that header, I want to go to that list and see. Those are, once I press dot, this is everything I can do with this list.
Right.
Okay? Seems like much, but all I need to do is add the offset that I found of that header to the list. Okay? So the purple things are the methods. The actual, functions that we can call, and we just need to call an add function and add the position of that header, right?
Right.
So why am I subtracting 8
Because you need to
from
go back
the position? Yeah, because after each read you do on binary reader, the binary reader has then stopped after whatever it's read.
Now, how
So
does
if I want to keep the proper offset, I need to go back 8 bytes and say there's the header offset, right?
how does it know that it's going back 8 bytes instead of 8 bits if it's binary?
Because the binary reader works with bytes.
Okay.
It's not aware of bits. It doesn't move by bits at all. The roster editor uses a custom implementation of binary reader that I had to make in order to read bits. Yeah, that was. Let me show you what I mean. All my tools are open source. My code is up there in Bitbucket, so everyone can take a look at what I've done. But I'm going to show you directly in Visual Studio the work that was put into all the cute stuff. Here it is. Here's the magic.
Fuck.
Here's the class, the non-byte aligned binary reader, and here's everything it does.
What? The...
Right? That's what 2K made me do this year. And here's the writer. That's all because I had to edit files on the binary level of bits, not just bytes.
And that's not
but
even...
we're lucky that Pro Wrestling X is all byte aligned, so we don't have to worry about, bit alignment and everything.
And that's not even with a friggin' a UI.
Yeah, no, that isn't. Do you know how many lines of code my stats tracker tool is?
No.
Let me show you.
Oh my god.
I'm not going to show you the actual code because your mind would explode. I'm just going to show you the stats. Here it is. See this number?
Oh my god. Ow.
That's 27,000 lines of code. And here it is broken down into, yeah.
Ow, man.
Just the main window is 2,500 lines. Team overview is 2,400 lines. League overview 1,800 lines. And these are all, these are the lines of code after the optimization I did those 2 days where I optimized everything. I must have removed 1,000 lines of code that were obsolete after I optimized everything to work nicely.
Dude.
Just here's the file that does the magic that works with Vlad's editor. Just that is 1,000 lines. Just to be able to import and export from Redditor.
Dude.
Fun. Rebecca Black knew what she was talking about.
And see, this is why... this makes me want to program and makes me not want to program.
Yeah. Look. NBA Stats Tracker is a tool that I've been working on for months. It's the most passionate project of mine.
It was your thesis.
Yeah, it was my thesis after I began working on it. I was going to make it either way, so
yeah.
It started as a tool that fixed 2K12's damn team stats bug, and after it became NBA Stats Tracker, it still fixed 2K12's team stats bug. And thank God there is no such bug in 2K13.
Right.
Anyway, let's go back to the simple stuff. So you're going to see how simple this is going to be, exporting all the files. So we have the header right here. We're opening the file in binary mode, and we're going to make a list of all the offsets. So we need to make sure that we don't go beyond the end of the file. So I'm going to say that if we're less than 8 bytes away from the end of the file, we don't want to continue. Okay?
Right, because there's not going to be anything with 8 bytes. Yeah, yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to say break. Break means get out of the loop. You're done. Okay? So, we can even do that. We can even put this check here.
Right, because you want it before. You don't want it...
Yeah. It's still the same. I mean, we're not going to be less than 8 bytes from the end of the file before we even begin. So this check is going to fail most of the time until we have all the header offsets that we want, and after we're past the last file. Okay? That's when it's going to fail. And that's when we're getting out of the loop. So what we have now is each and every header offset. That's a great start, right?
But where does it... Which list long header offsets? Okay.
Yeah? And each time we find this header, we add the header offset to the list. Right?
Right.
So far, so good?
That's all it does? That's how simple that code is?
Yeah.
The fuck? Okay.
We declared the header, as an array of characters. We could even have it as a string. I could even say string. But when you're working with binary, it's easier to have, arrays of characters. It's even faster. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we have every header offset. We actually have how much bytes, the length of each file, right? Because it's the difference between two consecutive header offsets. That's the length of each file, right?
Right.
Okay. So what we need to do is, for each, see, English words, for each header offset in header offsets, what we want to do is go to it, put the binary reader there, and then we want to read all the bytes until the next header offset. So that's not going to help. I want this to be a 4. Okay. So, are you familiar with for loops?
Yes.
So I'm saying that starting with 0 and then the amount of header offsets that they are this many times, what I want you to do is grab the header offset that I'm talking about, get the binary reader to go there, and then read how many bytes. I want to read
Why do you have to do I plus 1? I thought if I plus plus it says I plus 1.
Yeah, but I++ edits the I.
Oh, okay,
I don't
yeah.
want to edit the I.
Gotcha.
I want to just do a simple calculation. So, so what I'm saying is, I want you to read all the bytes that are I want you to read so many bytes. How many bytes? For this offset minus this offset. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
okay.
how do you output that
Like,
reading though?
Type long. Wait.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's wrong. Okay, here it is. Now it's correct. Do you see, however, a problem in this? Maybe it's not directly apparent to you, but it is to me. When we hit the last when we hit the last header offset,
Yep.
there's not going to be any next header offset for us to go by.
So it needs to go by the end.
Yeah. So we need to actually make a check for this. So if I equals the amount of header offsets that they are, and we minus 1, which means that we're working with the last header offset,
Correct.
we need to read the amount of bytes that is the length of the whole file minus the offset that we're working with. Okay?
Holy shit. Yeah.
If it's not the last header offset, so else I need to do this.
Yeah. So that's the
And
normal for
because-
the rest of the file. Oh man. Yeah. There is no way I would have been able to do this by myself.
That's why you're watching me do it. So it's as interesting as me watching you create a mod. Yeah.
You liked the community bother stream?
Yeah, I actually did. I have been praising you for doing that in the podcast,
I need
and
to
that
listen to
you
that shit.
has concurred actually that it's one of the most interesting, streams, because you see the whole process of a mod being created from the ground up. From the thought process to the actual modding, to messing with hex, to messing with the roster editor, to everything.
Well, thank
So,
you.
um,
I'm just fascinated right now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. In 32.
yeah, what this means is, because header offsets, binary reader, because it works with large files. It can work with really large files. And int32, which is the same as the simple int word, the integer,
Yeah.
has a limit of 32 bits. So it can only be as big as 2 times 32, right?
What the frick did you do to your calculator?
That's the scientific mode.
Scientific, okay.
So an integer can only be as large as this.
Yep.
Actually, because an integer can also be a negative number, you have to divide them equally between negatives and positives. So it can only be as large as this. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But because files can be larger than this amount of bytes, binary reader, when you set its position, it takes a long. What long is short for long int. And what that is again an integer that is 64 bits long. So
You got a little bit more space.
yeah, a little more space to work with.
And that's why 64-bit is better than 32-bit, right?
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
It gives you much more space to work with. Actually, 64 processors support more RAM than you will ever have in your life.
Right.
Okay? So, but because read bytes, see how it has an integer parameter? Yes, Chris.
Yes.
Because it has an integer parameter, count is an int. Do you see that in the help that shows up?
Count.
It says read bytes,
Yes.
parentheses, int count. And because header offsets are long, it complains because it says you can't give me a long as a parameter when I need an int. So all I'm doing is converting this into an integer
Right.
of 32 bits so that read bytes can work with it, right?
Right.
Okay. And I also need to do the same thing with this one because base stream length and header offsets are, as you can see, both long, least long. So read bytes doesn't know how to read 16 gazillion bytes,
Right.
right? It can only read up to 4 billion bytes at a time.
So that's why you need to convert it. Oh my god. Yes. Okay.
So, so we've read all the data that we need for a single file whenever we do this, right?
In 34 fucking lines. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's in this little variable called data, okay?
Yeah.
So what we need to do this is export this to a file, right?
Correct.
Okay. Want to see how easy that is?
It's gonna blow my fucking mind, yeah.
I need to create a binary writer. That's easy enough. What are we going to call it? Open. Well, of course, we're going
What
to.
does BW mean?
BW is just the first letters of binary and writer.
Thank you. Okay.
I just use, those names just, because binary reader, the type of the variable actually shows up only once when you declare it the first time.
Yep.
The next time on, you need to use the name. So
Right.
BR reminds me that I'm using a binary reader. BW reminds me that I'm using a binary writer. I could actually have this name.
Right. Yep. Well,
But that's not practical at all. It's going to take me a shitload of time to type that every time. So I'd rather not.
no matter how
I'm
worth it
just
it would be.
Yeah. It would be awesome. So I could just do a find replace at the end. Right? Yeah. I actually did that for an assignment in university. I was nearing the end of my studies, so I
Tits.
couldn't
Tits.
bother.
Tits. Hey, don't decompile this, tits.
Yeah. Something like that. But anyway, as assignments, you don't provide compiled code. You provide source code, so fingers they actually used only automated systems on it to check for plagiarism and all that, and didn't actually, read the code itself. I did get a 9, so maybe then the tits were nice. Anyway, we need to give that a name. So since we have a number, it's I. we can use I as the name and just say, but we'll also need a path. So let me quickly grab the path to the documents folder of the user, right?
Right.
So this line of code gets the path to the user's documents no matter where they are, no matter the drive or the folder or whatever, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to bother guessing it. I can just have that. So, what? Yeah, okay. So because the class is static, everything needs to be static. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to just say docs path plus what should I call it? Yeah, we should create a folder in there. So let's say that at the start of it, we're going to go in docs path. Let's do it second first. If not directory exists, docs path class.
If you want to call it Wrestling Imp X, that's fine.
Pro models. Yeah, that shouldn't raise any flags.
Now, wait a second. Is this the same tool not going to work for the models and the textures?
We're going to make it work. If it's just, we're just doing this as the first basic step, and then we're going to expand on it, okay?
Got it. Yep.
Let's do the basic things first. I was like you at first, trying to think big before I thought small. Never works.
Right.
Experience has proven that much. No. So all I'm saying here is that you need to know that exclamation points means not, okay?
Right.
So I'm saying that if this folder doesn't exist, create it. Okay? So that we can save files there and not have them, float around the user's documents folder.
Right. Baby, okay?
What?
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go to that folder. Yeah, let's keep that. Let's keep that as a variable as well, so that I can, request it easily instead of copy pasting all the time. Okay. So let's replace all this with just files path and be done with it. Whenever you use the same line of code more than 2 or 3 times, make it a variable or a method or whatever.
Yeah.
So that if you need to change it, you only change it once. Because if I had it if I had this line in 5 different places, I'd need to do a find and replace and make sure I don't fuck everything up. Well, now I can just change that and it will apply to the rest of the code, right?
Where is your cursor?
The cursor is here.
Thank you. Okay. Yep. I see it.
Okay. So
Can
I'm
you
just
move
going.
my name thing out of the side?
Yeah. I should. Yeah. Okay. So I've created a binary writer, and all I'm going to do right now is say, write. That's. We're done.
That's it?
We've just exported everything from the models file. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We actually have.
Wait. So, you exported the offsets, not the actual files, right?
No. Here's where we grab the offsets, right?
Right.
And here I'm saying that for each element in the header offsets table, in the header offsets list, what I want you to do is go to that part in the file, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Grab all the data from inside the file, because here we're reading bytes from the actual file.
Right.
Okay? And that data, we write it to a file which I need to name, of course. Okay?
Wow.
That's it.
Fuck.
Yeah. So all I need to do right now is go here, and here's the the nice interface,
Yep.
being born.
Um.
Here's the toolbox. Here's everything that I can put on a window to make it nice and beautiful. I just grab the button, throw it here. I'm going to place it nicely somewhere. Maybe here. Make it a bit bigger. Export. Give it also a name, but export models. And then I'm going to go here. Here are the events, everything that can happen to the button. Maybe it sets itself on fire. How are we going to handle that? Or maybe just the user clicks it. So if the user decides to export some models, we need to ask him where those models are, right?
Right.
So when your computer asks you where a file is, what does it show you? An open file dialog, right?
Right. So.
Yeah. What I need to do is create an open file dialog. Yeah, that's its name, open file dialog.
Oh, so now you're in a different. Okay, you're in a different area now.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
now I'm actually messing with the graphical interface, right?
Gotcha.
I'm creating the button that will ask the user to pick the model file, and it will do everything else for the user. Okay. Let's put a cute title. Say, pick the models file. As in, not porn. We're going to show this dialogue, and
Enough. Okay, that took me a second to figure out models in porn. I'm sorry.
yeah. Nice, happy.
You made that joke earlier, and it went right over my head.
So, if the user didn't pick anything, the file name of the open file dialog should be empty, because
Right.
the user didn't pick any file. So I'm saying that if the user didn't pick anything, fuck him. Just don't do anything. But if he actually picked something, we need to export all the models from it, right?
Right.
So I'm going to go in that class we created earlier called model import export, and call export all and give it the file name that the user picked.
What?
And
the
then
flip?
after that's done, I'm going to show a nice message to this user saying, your tits are nice and the models are in your my documents folder.
Just are nice.
So let's make the magic happen and see what fails. Already we have build errors. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can't actually create an empty array, so I'm just not going to create anything here.
Okay.
Export. Where is E? Oh,
Small one games.
yeah.
It's nice.
Default models. Let's see if that worked.
Oh
So,
boy.
Pro Wrestling X models. Nope. It's not. Yeah, it didn't work actually. So let's see why it didn't work. So what I need to do is actually tell the program that if it reaches this part of the code, pause and let me watch what you're doing. That's what this red circle here is. It's a breakpoint. So
Okay.
if the code reaches this point, it will pause and let me follow it and see what's going wrong. So I'm going to try this again. Export, pick the file, And let's go. I'm pressing F11, which steps one line into the code, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this path now exists, so it shouldn't create the directory. As you see, it skipped it completely. It didn't go into here. It didn't need to create the directory again.
Right.
So here's the header, and now it's in here. You can see 120, 111, 102, 32. See? It's 32. That's why it didn't work.
Fucking A. I knew.
See?
Every time. And you know,
Yeah.
it's not their fault. I had this issue with NBA Live when I was doing the hex editing with it. I had this issue with 2K when I was doing hex editing with it.
Yeah. But the default code, the default ASCII code for space, that's why 20. No, 32. That's right.
No, 32 is
no,
right,
no.
but
Yeah, it is.
the program wants 20, or it needs 20.
No. It's working correctly. It doesn't need 20.
Why not?
So let's go ahead. So the file opens correctly because otherwise an error would be thrown here. So here's the list with nothing in it yet. So let's go. What? Oh yeah. See how it directly skipped all the while loop?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because I'm saying that while we're too close to the end, then do this stuff. That's the wrong check. We should be checking for headers while we're far away from the end.
Oh.
Understand what was going wrong here? I'm saying that while we're close to the end of the file, then check for headers. This is wrong.
Want the other way.
Yeah.
Wow.
We want this to happen while we have at least 8 more bytes to go. Okay?
Gotcha.
Because the header is 8 bytes. I can also make this more dynamic and make it like this. So if I change the header, it will always work with the amount of bytes in the header.
So
And I don't need to update those 8s.
And see, this is the thing I was going to mention to you. Do you really want this to be specifically for wrestling, or do you want it to be?
No, we can make this. We can have this end up be a generic tool, okay?
Yeah,
But
that's what I was going to say.
let's start small. That's
Yep.
what the point I was trying to make. So this is just one small example of not going too small.
Right.
So instead of having 8 hard-coded here, I'm saying that whenever I change the header or whenever I give you another header, you need to read as many characters as the header is long, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one more dynamic thing. So let's try this again. Let's remove the breakpoint so that the code will work without us watching it and see if magic happens this time. It's taking longer, which is nice. Yeah, and we have an error.
Unhandled.
Yeah. Apparently it read something that it didn't like. Yeah.
Are you sure that space isn't going to fuck things up?
No, it's not. It's not going to fuck things up. Something else is happening here. The output car buffer is too small to contain the decoded characters. Encoding Unicode UTF-8 fallback system text decoder. Yeah, we're not interested in reading anything in Unicode. So maybe I need to tell it to use ASCII encoding. So yeah, maybe this will work. Let's see. Yeah. Please be. Ha! Just
Wait.
4?
No.
No.
There should
Should-
be 29?
Let's see what could be going wrong.
Yep, there should be
So-
29.
Yeah, okay. Let's see why that didn't work.
Check the reaction. Well, check
It's-
the file sizes.
Yeah. I should.
Details. 30. Oh, jeez.
Those are too small.
Actually,
It does begin with, you see how each file begins with the right header.
those are too big, Leftos.
they are. So there should be XOF0303 in there.
There's-
Let's open the first one, okay, and look for more XOFs and see what's going wrong. Find the instances. Where? What? Where is it? Oh.
Go up to the
Here.
beginning again.
Yeah. Here it is.
Can you go to the beginning?
So yeah,
The front of the
apparently. Oh, the headset is starting to hear my ears. I'm going to try putting you on speakers, okay?
Okay. Can you put this back up to the beginning of the file for me? XSG Z at V. Yep. Okay. So you do have the original.
Yeah,
First
but
file.
it didn't, stop here for whatever reason, and I think I know the. Let's see.
My Xbox just turned on.
What does that have to do with anything?
I didn't turn it on. It just turned on.
Oh crap!
What'd you do?
I don't know. I realized what went wrong. Thankfully, my experience with coding for hex editing recently makes these things easily apparent. See, okay, are you watching the TeamViewer feed?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so whenever we're reading 8 characters and we're comparing them to the header, okay, the binary reader has gone 8 characters forward, right?
Right.
So if those 8 characters are in the header, we
They-
shouldn't be continuing from that spot. We should be going back 7 bytes and trying again.
Right, because you're starting 8 by 8, so they won't show up
Yeah.
unless they're multiples of 8.
I almost said akrivos, which is exactly in Greek. So yeah, some Greek are going to escape from time to time. I have said I can't be heard saying ne in some podcasts, which is yes in Greek. So
No problem.
anyway, yeah, I'm Greek. Fuck you.
Thank you.
Anyway, so if that's not equal, while the program is running, I'm not allowed to make changes to the code. Yeah, obviously. So if that check fails, we should be taking the binary writer 7 bytes earlier, right?
Right.
Yeah. See, let's have magic happen. So we should be deleting all the files in this folder before we begin. So else so I'm getting all the files in the folder, okay?
Yep.
And I'm saying that put the names of the files to a list, and then for each file delete it. Okay?
So you're saying that the directory exists, and if it's not,
If the directory exists, I want the code to get me all the files, put the names to a list, and for each element in that list, I want you to delete the file. Okay?
Right.
So we don't get errors because files cannot be overridden, etc., right?
right.
So let's have magic happen again. Export, select the models file. It's taking long, that's nice. Yeah. Obviously, we have a file open in Hex Workshop, so that fucked up everything.
Fuck. Yep.
So, okay, this works too. Yeah. So having files open and not making the check is going to crash the program.
Nope. I did that too with the thing.
Yeah. Now that it's not open, my tits are nice again. The magic of the program.
The little things that make you smile.
Yeah, exactly. See?
28. Oh, so it starts at 0.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
have it start at 1. It's as simple as going here and saying the name should be I plus 1.
If you could
Okay.
do that, that would be really great. If you could keep it like that.
I'm not going to keep it like that. I'm going to actually make it have the names.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what? The automatic script that keeps backup of my NBA 2K13 saves. Yeah, every 6 hours.
Every 6
I
hours.
don't want to lose that association save. Second season, grabbed Andre Iguodala. Pistons
Oh.
are 11-0.
I'm proud of you. I really am.
We're fucking everything up. The league is bowing to us. Anyway, so in an hour it's the Heat versus Pistons game without Wade. Without Wade. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So, see how easy that was? Let's delete the car. We don't need any cars here. So this is these few lines is all the code that we needed to export the models, and this is all the code for the button.
Wow.
Okay? So let's go ahead and grab the names. So then the file that has the names is even easier because as I noticed, they all have the same distance between them, right?
Mm-hmm.
72. Fuck, this is annoying. 72. Okay. So we need something. Nice. String termination character. 00, just so you know, after a string means end of string. In programming, 0 or /0 in C is the string termination character, the string termination byte. So when you're reading for strings in binary format and you don't know when to stop, you just look for 0.
And you see 8 zeros. Or 4
What?
zeros. 8 zeros. In binary.
Okay. Yeah. But we're not looking at the. I'm just going to ask for a 0 in int.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's have this file open. Is this file going to always be in the same folder as the other one?
It should be, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't need to ask the user for where that file is, right?
We shouldn't have to, no.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. So let's make a method that will grab all the names first for us, okay? So we're going to have a list of strings, names, and we need a method to do this for us. And that method is going to require the file name of the models file so that it knows to look in the same folder for the file that has the names, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's create this. Nice new method, clean, nothing in it yet. So first things first, we need to grab the directory path get directory name. Is that right? Sure. Get directory. No, get directory name shouldn't be. I need to find a method that grabs the whole path of the directory of the file without the file.
Without
So-
the file.
So I'm going to So all I'm doing is grabbing the full name, the full path to the models file, and I'm removing from it the actual name of the file. So I'm left with just a folder, right?
Right.
Okay. So now the parameters file, what's its default name? I'm guessing it's this without the parameters default, right?
Right, correct.
Okay. So let me grab this name. What? Ah, fuck.
Sorry.
Don't be. What?
Shrino not assignable.
Yeah. So I'm replacing the name of the file with nothing. That works. Remove
Yep.
doesn't. So, yeah. So string path to file should be directory plus this, right?
Right.
Okay. So what we need to do is open it in a nice binary reader. Yeah, here we should be closing the file we opened after we're done. New binary reader file, open, read, string path, path to file. Okay. And we're going to so while we have more than 72 bytes to work with, right?
Right.
We should be I think it has no read string actually need the existing read string method works by thinking the first byte is the length, right?
Mm-hmm.
That happens, you know, it downloads .mnf, it is so I can use read string, but here we can't. We actually need to read characters until we encounter the 0 character. So we're going to have a character buffer. Let's make it a list. And we're going to, let me get that, no. So car buffer while we are read byte not 0, but I also need this, so let's say okay, so while whatever I'm reading is not 0, okay, so while the byte is not 0, I want it to be added to the character buffer. Does that make sense?
I think no.
Well, we said that whatever, once we begin in that file, where it's the name, and when we encounter a 0 byte, that's the end of the name, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So when we're done with that, we should have, when we exit that while loop, we should have the name in the character buffer. So
It should already be there.
what?
It should
Yeah.
already be there. Yeah.
But let's not use a character buffer. Let's just use a string. They're easier to work with. So string s name b. Does that work? Seems to. We'll see. Anyway. No. It complains that there's what's the error actually? Oh yeah. we said that we should be returning a list of strings, and we haven't yet mentioned what that is. So yeah, it's going to complain until we're done with that. Anyway, so we have the name. Let's add it to a list of names, and that's what we're going to return when we're done. Okay, so if we have the name, we need to add that to the list of names. Okay, so if we have read the name, we need to go back and then go forward by 72. Does that make sense?
Why 72?
Because that's when the next name is.
Oh shit! Yes. Sorry, yeah.
After we're done finding out what all the names are, we should just return them. So now export all has the list of the names. So instead of using a number, we can just say names I. So let's make magic happen. What's this file, right?
Yes.
Go tits.
Come on, tits.
Nope, legal characters path.
No tits for you.
What the? Okay, that didn't work. All mess, ML back wall. Yeah, something went wrong there. After the first name, the rest are completely wrong. So.
Just to fuck you up right now, the textures parameter file, there's only 48 bytes in between each name.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. We're also reading the zeros, so we should be going back by the name, by the length of the name plus one character, because binary reader has also read the 0. So let's see whether this works.
People, why?
Hey! It worked! Yeah, the extension is there twice, but...
Yeah, fuck it, it still worked.
Yeah.
So, do you have DirectX SDK on yours computer?
No, don't have it. But
Okay.
It should be easy enough.
You don't have to. You don't have to. I was just saying because then you could try to see if they came out okay.
Yeah, they should. I'm going to just open them in Hex Workshop and you can compare them to...
All right, I'll get them open.
Yeah. Get them open yourself so you can compare them side by side. Where are they? Here. Let's open the back wall, okay? It starts correctly. Check the end.
All right, I don't have. Hang on a second. I need to load up my model list because I don't have the. So back wall is the second one too.
Yeah. Should be 2.
And my last bytes are FAEF.
Not 5F?
Oh no, 5F on the next line. Yes.
So it is. It worked perfectly.
Fucking A.
See how easy that was?
Wait a second. Go back to it real quick.
What? Which one?
That file.
The back wall?
Yes, please. Oh fuck. Never mind. Decimal hex. Sorry.
Here you go.
No, you did good. Yeah, man. Fucking A.
And really, it's not really, any code that's hard to understand. I mean, everything I did must have made sense.
It made
Pretty
sense.
much. Yeah, I'm going to send the code over to you, and all that's required of you for homework is, reading through it and trying to understand. And next time we talk, I want you to come up with any questions you have. Why did I do this, or this doesn't make sense. We're actually going to go through the whole teaching process here. You're not cutting. You're not taking any shortcuts, and just because you know the professor and he's your friend and he loves you. We're going to do this seriously.
Good.
Okay, so it pretty much works in exporting everything properly, and the names should be all correct. I'm just going to try that again to see if the names don't come without the double extension. It's fuck Kix Workshop. Keep the files open. I never get tired of having a tool say to me that might
you did it right.
Yeah. It works perfectly.
Dude, what the? Oh, wow, you. Now, wait a second. Go back to the bottom. Sorry. Of the exported file list. Windows lining. So, you're missing number 29.
I am? Yeah, I actually am.
Now, for this, it doesn't really matter because 29 is actually a model that's not actually used. It's an old version of the Windows file that's number 28.
Does it have the same header?
It has the same name.
What do you mean it has the same name?
Look at the go to that text file.
So there's two files with the same name?
Yes.
So that's maybe why we have only one copy, because the binary writer just opens the same file and overwrites it.
Right. Let me just double check it real quick to see if they're different or not.
So the last two... Yeah.
I just saw that.
The last file overwrites the second to last one. So the 28th file here is the 29th file that you have.
What's that? Control W. Well, it doesn't matter with this because they're both the exact same file. They're just in there twice. Really?
Maybe they'll notice that and fix that. And if not, our tool will show it to them. Hey, you've got that wrong. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it. The whole export process took only so little code, and it all makes sense. At least I think it's pretty obvious what this does and how it does it and why it does it. So
I concur. Now my question for you is, with I mean, how much more difficult is going to be importing with editing those offsets and everything?
Shouldn't. I mean, look, you've seen the code, okay? So I can, be technical about this. Import, all we're going to do is write the first file completely, okay? Count how many bytes in we are. Then we'll use that as the offset to input to the parameter file, okay? For the next file, while the length up to that point will be the length for the first file, okay?
Right.
And then we'll only compare header offsets again, but we will be creating the headers themselves. But by comparing, no, we won't need to compare any header offsets because we'll know the size beforehand.
Right.
We'll be building by providing the blocks ourselves, so we'll know the size of each file.
Now, here is the
I have time. I can actually do that right now in front of you if you still have time. But we've been on Skype for 3.5 hours. It's up to you.
I'm happy. And Catherine's got a migraine, but she's laying down with the baby. The issue
Let me just, just build the code into a nice exe that I can, send over. Here it is.
Where the hell is my list? There it is.
Here's...
See, that's a lie, though. It's a filthy fucking lie.
What?
So, in the list of textures that I sent you in the text file, it says that the first file is a JPEG, but it's not.
What the... Where does it say that?
In the texture one, not this one, not the model, the textures. So, you want the TX file.
Okay.
Sorry. See how it says it's a JPEG?
Yeah.
But it's
It isn't?
not. If you go over to...
PNG?
If you go up to the other one, the Leftos.
Yeah.
See how
Yeah,
it
it's a
says
PNG. That's just a type on their part.
filthy lie.
Relax. Relax, PNG is just as good. It's better than JPEG, actually.
Oh, much better.
So, yeah, I sent you the exe, so you should be able to try that out yourself, but just remember to rename the parameters file to be just pwxmdp.dat, because we've hard-coded the name of that into the code. And
Right.
try that out yourself, see if it works on your computer as well.
Data. Wait, where the hell's my data folder? Oh, I put it over here. And I want PWX. Showing up here. Where's the open dialog? I just had open. There it is. I'm just adding shortcuts. Oh, I already got it. Okay, PWX. Data. We're going to open up the
You need to open the MD, not the MDP.
Yep.
It will find the MDP automatically.
Takes a second. Still taking a second. Your tits are nice and the models are in your... Oh my god. Leftos, if these are in here, you better not come to the US because I'm going to kiss you. Pro Wrestling X models. Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, and this is the shit that I spent hours on.
Remember when I first created the first tool that automated work that you did? What was it? The Miracle in My Jersey.
Oh,
That was before I knew you, before we actually met, and talked.
yeah.
And
Dude,
I remember,
I did it to every freaking uniform with a mouse macro.
Yeah, I remember that.
And you know what? That's actually what I had to do again when I was doing the offsets. I was a smartass with the offsets. I'm proud of myself. I, what do you call it? I did a Control F search in Hex Workshop. I had Hex Workshop export the offset list into a text file. I took the text file, and then since you can't take a text file and import it right into Hex, I typed 1234 into Hex Workshop, and I did a find replace so I could get the hex in there as fast as possible. And then I created a macro that would reverse byte the whatever bytes I had selected. This is why I need to learn programming.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know it's
I mean,
almost...
the code of Miracle in My Jersey should be pretty understandable. Let me just pull it up.
Can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I love it though.
Let me find an interesting piece of code.
I speechless.
Where is the... yeah, so... okay, so here's... here's the here's the code that checks if a jersey or an arena file is valid by checking for the headers you had given me. So as you can see, I just read in groups of 4 bytes, and I had created this, which just converted the result of read bytes into hex strings, so I could directly convert them to hex as I was seeing it in the hex workshop. That was remember that was one of my first reverse engineering projects, right?
Right.
So I couldn't work any deeper than just going here, copying whatever I saw, and telling Visual Studio to compare what I saw here to the bytes that it read.
Right.
Okay, that's as far as my mind would go, as my imagination would go. So I would actually compare convert the bytes that the binary reader read into hex strings, and said, does the hex string that was these 4 bytes equal this? You know what the problem with this is?
What's
it's
that?
not really fast. And
Well,
by it's not really fast, I mean it doesn't take seconds, but we have really fast processors, obviously, but still you want the tool to be as fast as possible. So
well, here's my question for you.
If each time I read 4 bytes, I converted them into a hex string, that was just wasted CPU cycles. I could just do that, much easier by comparing integers or comparing characters rather than converting this whole thing to a hex string.
But but the tool that you just made, the exporter,
Yeah.
it still takes a few seconds. That's a couple seconds.
Obviously, it does take a few seconds because it still has to go through a 50 meg through not a 50 what it is. It still has to go through the file and detect the headers, add them to a file, and then slowly export each file.
Yeah, which is no problem. I have no problem with that. It's just, my question is that if people are going to think it's crashed or not, how difficult is it to do a progress bar?
It's not difficult, but the problem with adding progress bars, I mean, Miracle My Jersey has a progress bar, right?
Right.
Especially in the batch mode, it's really helpful to know that the tool hasn't just crashed. But, and this is going to get really technical really fast. So, see how we're calling export all right from the code that has the button in it?
Yep.
Yeah. So what this means is that the tool will be busy searching for the offsets and creating the files rather than doing anything to update the interface, right?
Right.
So if you're running code that takes a long time to run, and by long I mean even half a second, whatever you put in here to update the interface won't work because the CPU will be too busy doing other stuff. And updating the interface is low priority, okay?
Right. So
what we need to do stuff like this is, just we need to have all this run in a separate. Okay, so programs, when they run, have different threads running. Different threads inside the program are different, parts of the program running concurrently to do different stuff at the same time, so that the tool isn't just doing one thing. So, let me give you an example of what I mean. Let me bring up Miracle My Jersey to show you how the batch mode works and how it shows a progress bar along.
Okay.
Along with doing what it does. So let me go to batch and to find the two Miracle. Okay, here we are. So up to here, it's all good. It does this job. It loads the profile, and that happens really quick. Doesn't take a lot of time to work. But if you're going to do something that takes a lot of time to do, such as go through the files, find all the light and offsets, replace the lighting variables with the profile, okay, and everything like that. That's bound to take time.
Right.
So what I need to do is create a background worker. What this does is you give it some work to do, and it does it in the background while leaving the user interface to update as needed. Because if I don't do that, the user interface will be too busy doing all the work itself, so it won't update anything. It won't show the user that it's actually doing something. The only indication that the user will have is just, you know, the busy mouse cursor.
Right.
And that the tool will be unresponsive. So work it does is you give it some work to do, and it does it in the background, and you can, using report progress, which causes the progress changed event to be fired. What this does is update the progress bar, as you can see, while each time a file is finished, the worker reports its progress, and the progress bar is updated to show how much work is already done. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to explain is that you can't just put code in there in the same place as the user interface. You know, call some code from a button and expect the user interface to update as well.
Yep. Hey, I'm gonna
That
be
won't
right
happen.
back. I have to help with the diaper change. Okay.
Okay.
1 second. looks like it was fresh anyway. So that may have just happened. Oh, wow. Are you still there?
Yeah. You need to get the microphone a bit closer though.
Closer.
I just can't hear you.
Oh, me. Okay, I didn't know if you were talking about the diaper change. Like, you really wanted to hear that?
No.
Oh my God! What is that thing? Why did she eat that?
Okay. TMI.
TMI indeed.
Let's see if this works.
So what are you working on now?
Let me just a second. Didn't work. For whatever reason, didn't work. Ah, yeah.
Is she warm? Hmm. Hmm. Whoops. Peanut, where the hell did you come from?
So, for whatever reason, yeah, apparently finding the actual offsets takes much more time than reading the files. Yeah.
So what's the tool doing that's not working right?
It's not that it's not doing anything that's not working right. It's just that I try to, do what we said. Make it show some progress while it's doing things.
Oh, dude, don't worry about that.
I'm not worrying. I just want to show you how that works in this particular case. I'm nearly done, but I just realized that finding the offsets, the part of the code that finds the actual headers,
Yep.
takes much more time than the part of the code that reads the files and writes them to the disk.
Right.
That's the one that needs to have its progress shown. So
Hey, can you do me a favor?
yeah,
Run the tool again, but try it with my uncompressed file.
I will. Just give me a second.
Oh, wait, no, you have to rename that MP. I'll just try it. I'll try it on mine. I forgot that I can do that. Wait. No, I already did that. When I tested it. Yeah, no, your tool works, man. It worked on mine. My file that had custom offsets and everything.
Okay. Okay, so are you looking at the Twitter, the TeamViewer feed?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Keep your eyes on the title of the window. Okay? It says main window now, right? See? This one?
Oh, Leftos. You...
Yeah, but it's still, that message still shows up for whatever reason. Yeah. apparently. apparently,
We finished at 80%. It's all good. Mwah.
apparently the title, yeah, the title takes more time to update itself than we need. So yeah, because I have the title updating all too often. What I need to do is have it update every time we find a header. That should be more productive. So.
You know what you could do instead of doing a percentage sign, just say working. Oh, that works.
See, worked perfectly this time. See,
Yeah,
look at
that
it
works
again.
fine. Dude, holy crap!
Yeah,
You are some kind of magician.
that works much better. Okay, so last lesson for today: how I use the background worker to make that progress show up. So before this lengthy procedure begins, I just create a background worker, tell it that it should report its progress, and here I'm giving it work to do. So I just gave it everything we created, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I just gave it, the code as it was, finding the headers, then writing the files, okay? Are you still here?
I am still here. Yes.
Okay. Only thing that's different in the code is that every time it finds a header, I tell it to report its progress, and all I'm doing is converting the position we're in the file in a percent to a percentage. This makes sense, right? 100 times
Yep.
the position divided by the length of the file. So this is the percentage of the file how much we're into it, how much we've processed. It converts it to an integer, and all the progress changed does is update the title of the program to the percentage that is complete. Okay, we can do this in a much cuter way, but I just can't bother right now. We can actually put the progress bar somewhere, have it show up
Yeah.
after a while, and fill itself up. Let's do this for laugh's sake. Let's give it a name. PB. And we'll go here and say that it should be PB. Nope, that didn't work. Main window PB dot value should be the percentage that we're done. Okay, let's tell it to have minimum of 0, maximum of 100. Let's see it could happen.
What?
Hey.
Hey.
See? Easy as well. And tomorrow, or whenever tomorrow is, we'll do importing live again. It's too bad we stopped the live stream and stopped recording, because it would be a nice programming lesson, not just for you but for everyone.
For what?
For in general, programming, how
What?
to create a reverse engineering tool.
Leftos, we live streamed the entire thing.
We did?
Yeah, it's still live streaming right now.
Nice. So it is all on record.
It is all on record, and I'm gonna put, it says there's 2 viewers, and I'm one of them.
I'm not the other one. So we did attract a crowd after all, a crowd of 1.
You are the coolest person ever.
So, wait. Before we go, I want to also send you the file, the code. Okay?
Yes, please.
The whole project folder.
What can I do to open it?
Wait, John. My parents are here. Let me greet them.
Yep.
I'll be back.
Okay.
παρέα και μάθανε να προγραμματίζει το σπίτσα. Τι κλασική αυτή που παίρνει chicken from κοτόπουλο με λευκή σάλτσα. Τώρα είναι κρύα πάντως. Δεν θα είναι τόσο ωραίο. Hey. John?
Yep, I'm back. Sorry. I pressed mute.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost the coolest person ever.
We did?
Yeah, they left.
Aww. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to. One of the next lessons is going to be how you can, actually sync the code from the cloud, quote unquote, so that I can just upload it whenever I make some progress, and you can grab it. And if you experiment and break everything, you can sync that, and I can take a look without us having to send files to each other via Skype or whatever. Okay, that's going to be one of the next lessons. For now, you get the whole folder in a 7Z file.
Well, I have a couple questions with that.
Yeah.
As always, I want to get this up, going, and out as soon as I can. But, I work all day tomorrow. I'm gone 12 hours. And then
It's
again,
okay.
and then
You
8
can-
hours on Sunday. And my time back usually isn't much.
We can continue whenever you can. I don't mind.
And
You don't have to worry about that.
the other question is, how the hell do I open this?
It's a 7-zip. Other than that, you need to install Visual C# Express.
Okay.
So have that downloaded and installed in your computer so you can check it out later on.
Yep. I will.
See the code for yourself. Mess around. See if you want to experiment. But from what I remember, the Visual C# Express, the Express editions in general, I think lack most of the documentation. So you're not going to get all that cute help while you're trying to write code. So I want to, I'll see what the process is of getting all that documentation for you as well. Okay.
Okay.
Because you definitely need that. You definitely need those pop-ups showing up and helping you as you write code, especially considering you're new to this and you don't know how the platform works.
Install now, download now. Download.
What?
It gave me two options to either install now or download now. Oh. Yeah, it's an ISO. So let's just install.
So once you install Visual C# Express, the file you need to care about from outside the Visual C# Express is the .sln file. .sln is solution. Okay? Solution is, in other words, the project file. Are you following me?
Yes, I am. I'm trying to install Visual Studio too.
But a solution can contain multiple projects. So solution is a more general, is a wider term than project.
Right.
That's what I was showing you with what was it? The roster editor. So if I open the roster editor solution, as you can see, it notes that it has two projects.
Mm-hmm.
One is the NBA 2K13 roster editor, the other is the non-byte aligned binary read-write. Because I want to have this as a separate project, because I want this to become, a DLL library, so that other developers can use it as well. So instead of me giving them the source code, instead of me having to give them all this code, I just give them a DLL file and they can include it in their own projects and have a non-byte aligned binary reader and writer.
And that's how all that works? The DLL files?
Yeah, it's just a separate project, but DLLs don't have any graphical interfaces. They're just code. So we could, back in our project, back in our project, we could make the model import export a separate DLL file, and any other code we write that messes with the game's files, I suggest we make a separate project so we separate the graphical user interface from the modding code so that other developers in the Pro Wrestling X modding community can use our code to, you know, export textures, import them, and make their own, you know, visual tools if they like.
So how hard would it be to change this tool to go from the models into editing the texture file?
Depending, what's the difference?
A 48 byte offset in between the names, and a different names file, obviously, and boom, 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 a different header.
Okay. Take a look. Are you looking at the team viewer feed?
Yep, I'm on it.
So, see how we have just one parameter here, which is the file name.
I can't see your cursor, so no.
You need
There
to
it
go.
is. See it.
Yeah, you need to go. Yeah, don't move my cursor though.
I was moving it off the screen.
Yeah. Okay. So, whatever we need to be able to adjust, we just need to make a parameter. So, I'm going to make the header a parameter, the name's length a parameter. What else is different? The header,
The header itself, yep.
the length between the names, and the name of the file that has the names, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I turned all those into parameters, which means that now the header is dynamic, because whenever we call export all, we need to define what the header is. So I'm going to take this here, I've copied it, and say that if the user clicks the export models button, the header needs to be this, okay?
Okay.
The name's length is 72, and the name's file is called this. So, okay?
Okay.
So everything right now is adjustable. We just need to make the code aware of that. So, the name's length and the name's file, the header is just here, okay? So we've made the header dynamic. These two slashes mean this is a comment.
Yeah.
So I can just remove it completely.
Yeah.
The header should be now dynamic here, right?
But how do you
Okay.
let the user define the header?
Yeah, not the user, but the developer. And we can later on allow the user to name the header. That's exactly how Hex on steroids works, right?
Yeah.
With the user-defined headers in the profiles. So, okay, so the names length and names file should go to the grab names method, okay? So we need the grab names to take the names length and the names file. So now it's going to complain that there's no grab names that takes 3 parameters. So I'm just going to say, yeah, make it. And it creates a method for me that takes 3 parameters. So I'm going to just get this code, put it here, say that instead of having a fixed name, you're going to use whatever name we give you. And instead of 72, you're going to use names length. So we've made everything dynamic and adjustable.
Just like that?
Okay? Yeah.
Oh.
Everything that was hard-coded and was about the models, we've replaced. The header is now adjustable. The length of the names is adjustable. There's no 72 anymore, okay? And the file that has the names is adjustable, so there's no PWXMDP anymore, right?
Okay.
So I can just add another button, make this have
Okay, and the
a better
friggin'
name.
and the buttons are the ones that decide.
Yeah, the button will differentiate what we're going to do. So I'm just going to create an exact copy of this button, put it a little lower, say export textures, is it?
Yep.
Okay, export textures, name it appropriately. So I'm going to give it its own click code, and all it's going to do is what's the header?
Whoops. Yeah, you got it. Sorry.
Is it just those first things?
Yeah, the PNG.
Yeah, but those aren't clear-cut characters. Those are, bytes we'll need to define.
Well,
Okay?
you can go all the way to that HDR if you need to.
Yeah, but still, those are not characters because these are dots, but they're not actually the same code. They're 0D, 0A, 1A.
Uh-huh.
And the only reason they're dots here is because they're not assigned to a readable character.
Right.
Okay? So we need to work with these codes. We need to work with the decimal equivalents of these.
Right. So
Okay? So we need to work with the uint8. Uint8 here is an unsigned integer of 8 bits. So a single byte. Okay?
yeah.
And it's the same format as what C# calls byte. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, what we're going to do is say that this one is not going to be a character array, but rather a byte array, and it's going to be, let me note those down. It's going to be, come on, notepad, 137, 80. Fuck. I have the pizza in front of me. Oh. That's better. 78, 71, 13. 78, 71, 13. Let's have 7 bytes for good measure. 8 bytes. 10, 26, 10. 10, 26, 10. Okay. So let's grab this. Okay. And it's 48. And this be
the TX file.
this one. No. Okay. Okay. So of course it's going to complain that export all doesn't take byte arrays, but rather character arrays. So what we're going to do here, what the fuck just happened? I'm going to create a second version of export all, but I'm going to do a little trick. I'm just going to okay, so okay, let's grab all this code, put it here. What? Why is it never used?
File name? No.
Please. Why did it copy itself as? Anyway. Anyway, so yeah, let's make not read cars. We want to read bytes. Okay. So this works, but now we have broken this one. So what we're going to do is convert this header, the header, this array of characters into an array of bytes. So header to list for each. C 2 byte. we need those to be an array. So how am I going to do that? Yeah, byte array. No, I don't like it this one.
Shit.
Okay. And now what I need to do is call export all file name. So this little trick I did was I changed export all to work by default with a byte array. Okay, so it works with this.
Okay.
Okay, but when we call it with a character array, what it's going to do is go through this little process of converting its character into its byte code, and then calling the export all that works with byte arrays. Does that make sense? You see, the problem is that this code and this code, although different, end up, when you try to print them, they end up being the same character.
Right.
Which is a dot here, but in another program would be, maybe a space, maybe anything.
Well, the same issue we had with the space with 32 versus 20.
Yeah. So the problem is that there's more byte codes than there are printable characters, right?
Right.
So we need to work, so it's better to work with byte codes, with bytes, rather than characters. So when we call export all with characters, we convert them to bytes, and we have export all work with bytes in general. Okay?
Okay.
So this trick we did is called creating an overload. So an overload is a method that has the same name as another one, but has slightly different parameters. Okay? So what you're doing is creating a trick that we'll call the proper method, but with the proper parameters, but doing the conversion so that the developer or the user doesn't have to do the conversion themselves between the types of parameters. Does that make any sense?
Yes and no. This is the part where you're starting to lose me, but I understand.
Okay, so we had the nice header that was a string before. Okay, XOF space 0303, right?
Right, and I understand why we can't
These are
use
all printable
PNG
characters.
00 or dot 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 dot.
Yeah.
But I think what the part that just confuses me is just the overload part instead of just doing it right here and saying
so
that.
We need to have we don't need, but I want to avoid having to convert all these into bytecodes. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't bother with that. Okay, but the code can bother with that.
Right.
So what I'm doing is I'm creating two versions of export all. One that accepts characters for the header, okay? And one that accepts bytes, right?
Right.
The main export all is the one that accepts bytes. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The export all that accepts characters converts the characters into bytes and then calls the export all that accepts bytes. Okay?
So if we're just converting to it, then what's the point of doing it to begin with?
What do you mean?
If you're converting it to bytes.
Yeah. What's
Why
the
not?
point of giving it characters?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we are not computers, so we don't have to do everything when we can make the computers do that for us.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
I want to have this header be readable for me as a programmer. I want to come here, see export all, and see XOF space 0303 because that's easier for me to read when I look at the code than 137, 80, 78, 71, right?
Right.
So when I can have printable characters in my code, I want to have them.
Now, it'd keep it specific and, not very customizable, but wouldn't it also to make sense just to say if you see 137, 80, 78, 71, just show me the PNG dot 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 dot. Would that do the same thing or no?
What do you mean? Can you elaborate a bit on that?
Well, you're saying that you want to be able to see the characters instead of the bytes.
I want to see the characters when I'm reading the code, when I can see the characters. Here it wouldn't make any sense.
Okay.
Because dot could mean any code that's an unprintable character.
Right.
So that doesn't help at all.
Okay.
So when I have nice printable characters, let's use those. But when we can't have nice printable characters, let's use bytes. Okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense? So
Yes, it does.
this export all is really just a hack around the requirement of having a byte array. I tell the developer or the user that I do accept characters, but in the background, I convert all the characters to their corresponding byte code. Work with that instead.
Okay.
So, in conclusion, let's make magic happen again.
Do the magic, man. This one's going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah, obviously. It's a 50 megabyte file. But the progress bar is nice.
It is very nice.
Yeah.
I must say, it's a very nice feature. It looks really cool in 16-bit colors, too. Or whatever TeamViewer is showing me.
Yeah. 16-bit is still a lot, you know. It's still 2 raised to the power of 16, so it's 65,000 colors. 8-bit is too few because 8-bit is 256, while 24.
So maybe I'm having that. 8-bit.
24 is 16 million colors, and 32 is just again 16 million colors, but with an alpha value, which allows for transparency.
Now I understand that exporting.
Did you know that?
I did not know that, but I understand
See?
that exporting the files like this.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that will take a while. But what about importing? Will importing take this
No,
long?
the importing will be much faster because we don't need to detect any headers.
Well, we do. Because we need to write the offsets.
Yeah, but we know the size of the file, so we know the offsets beforehand.
Gotcha.
The offsets are just a matter of adding file sizes.
Gotcha.
So this should be importing should be instantaneous.
Concurrence.
The only thing in importing that's more difficult, because everything else is going to be piece easy. You're going to see that now that I won't have to explain everything so much. Next session, whenever that is, will be much faster. But the most difficult thing that we're going to have to do is edit the offsets and sizes inside the parameters file. But that should be, the simple matter of converting the decimal sizes to hex and then reversing the bytes.
Right.
And that's not even going to be hard because I already have code in other projects that does that, and we're just going to copy-paste it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And you've done 10 reverse engineering tools, you already have some code that you can reuse between projects, obviously.
Let me know when you're off Facebook.
I'm constantly on Facebook. Actually, I'm on Facebook even when I'm not on Facebook because I use Miranda IM and I forget to sign off from it. So I'm shown as online on Facebook at all times. The problem with Miranda is that it also says that I've read messages when I'm away from the computer. Whenever I receive a message, it instantly sends back a read message. So, I had a huge fight with my female best friend. Big surprise there. because she was persuaded that I was, not paying any attention to her.
Oh. Well, what I meant by that was
Ah, fuck. Why would that happen? Yeah, we didn't do that properly. Are you sure it's 42?
48.
Stop moving my...
Sorry.
48?
Let me double.
Are
Let
you
me
sure?
let me double check.
Because the names came out all wrong, and that shouldn't happen.
Edit with Hex Workshop. Whoops. $48. Oh shit! No, it's 48 hex. It's not 48 decimal.
Fuck.
Oh, Leftos. I'm sorry.
See why you use the decimal?
60. Son of a bitch. I'm sorry.
It's not 60. It's 72 again.
No way. Is it really?
Yeah, you were counting from the end of the first name. That's why you said 60.
Sorry.
70. It's okay.
I failed you.
It's just that we will have to do it again.
Oh. Wow, man. Now, here's the other thing. Well, maybe, you know what? Maybe this is something that I can do.
Should the textures... Oh, okay. Yeah.
What I'm going to
Yeah.
do is that
Go on.
since when I have since it finished downloading, I have to restart before I can use it.
Okay.
But since I have that Express program now, can I add support for that sound file that doesn't have a name file attached to it, and I can just name it 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 wave, 4 wave?
Yeah, of course. You just won't use the get names
Yeah.
procedure, and you're just here in the binary writer where we give a name.
Yeah.
Instead of names you're going to have just I plus 1 maybe, and then the extension that you want.
Right. So maybe that will be my my homework.
Okay.
Get
Feel
that
free
working.
to mess around with the code as much as you want. I'm going to keep a backup.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway,
just what I said. What I meant is that tomorrow, I'm not going to get home for at least. I'll be home in 24 hours from now,
okay.
and that's when I'm coming home.
Yeah, I can imagine. And it's 2:30 a.m. right here, so
That's
whenever
why I
so
see that.
most probably whenever you have time, I will be fast asleep. But
So-
maybe you'll get lucky. Who knows?
Well, I'm just saying, don't count on it tomorrow.
I'm not. Relax. I'm not counting on anything. Whenever we both have time, we can get together on Skype and discuss it. If maybe you get lucky and you actually, manage to complete your homework, and you just send me an email full of, hearts and smiley faces saying, "Hey, teacher, look what I did." Or maybe, "Hey, teacher, I fucked up everything and didn't keep backup, so will you please send me back the working
Me.
code again?"
I didn't keep backups.
Yeah, okay, that's probably bad. I'm just saying. Everyone was a beginner once.
And the other fun part is that I'm so foaming at the mouth to edit this game. I just want to be like,
Yeah.
Leftos,
Yeah,
why don't you
John,
just do the import tonight or tomorrow when I'm gone?
I've realized. I don't want to work on anything without you being on Skype and us having a team viewer session, because I really believe this could help you get, begin with programming. And we're doing really heavy-duty stuff here. I mean,
We are.
the first programming lesson should never be reverse engineering.
But this isn't my first. I've done some Java. I've done some.
Yeah.
So I mean.
And this all will be, quite helpful. You can also grab an ebook on C#, and learn a few things. But still, I think Ah, my tits are nice again. So nice to see that message.
This is funny. Oh my god.
Are you drooling already?
Well, these files right here are the ones that we already have. Oh, the chair. Yeah. Yeah, do go through the Hammerlock ones.
Okay.
Ah, yeah. That goes slow. I want to see them all. Oh. Oh no, those bastards. They didn't just do that. They have the shadows and the textures. Lazy. Ooh, normals.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, this has got a little bit more interesting. Wow. Well, thank you. Okay, so you're going to send me this updated file, right?
Yeah. Both. I'm going to send you the code, and the exe will be in there. Let me just show you a few things about how these projects work. So, here's the folder. Okay. Here's the solution file.
Yep.
That's normally all you care about. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you want to build the project, you go to build solution, and that creates an exe. So when that happens, here it's set to debug. There's either debug or release. The difference between those two is that debug, whenever you run a debug version, it takes more measures into helping you when the program crashes. Okay,
Right.
It helps you actually debug it. While release is more optimized, runs faster, etc., but has less debugging features, right?
Right.
So debug when you develop, release when you release it to the public. That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So depending on what you have here, selected here, when you click build, it goes into the corresponding folder inside bin. Bin stands for binary, which is the exes. So the executables. So when I build in debug mode, it creates these things. Okay? You
Yep.
care about the wrestling impex.exe. Okay?
Yeah.
You can just give that to whoever you want, and they'll be able to use the tool as long as they have .NET Framework 4. As long as they have .NET Framework 4, which is included by default, I think, even Windows 7, I'm not sure, but even if it isn't, most people have .NET Framework 4 by now. They should be able to grab that one. If you change to release and click build, it builds into the release folder, which is what you want to give users when you're done. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't include the VS host files. These are just temporarily used by Visual Studio when you have it open. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to give those to the users. Whenever you want to give something to the users, you can just 7-zip the exe file and be done with it.
Well, I don't think we need to be releasing this. It's definitely not
No,
tonight.
no, I'm not. I'm just showing you stuff.
Yeah.
Just for showing it to your sakes, for you to learn a few more things. So I'm going to pass this folder on to you. It's going to have it's already going to have the exes, but you're better off opening the solution, going to build. You can also use build, batch build here. Check both those checkboxes. Okay, click build, or click select all and then build.
Yeah.
And what that will do is update all the exes,
Okay.
both debug and release. Okay.
So it automatically makes
But
both.
anyway, what you need to do to run it would be, let me close this up to close this. Okay, so say you've just extracted it, you go into the folder, you double click the solution, Visual Studio will open up. The project will open. Give it some time. Okay, the project will open. You can just click start here, and the program will load without you needing to go through the folders and all that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And
Well,
you
not that it's
can
so hard
just-
for me to go through folders anyway, but
Yeah, no, I'm just saying that you can always, no matter what change you do in the code, you can always start from here instead
Yeah.
of worrying about clicking build, etc. When you click start, it always rebuilds the project and then runs it.
Oh wow.
So you never have to worry about building it unless you're releasing it to the public, and you need a good release exe. You get my drift?
I get your drift.
Okay.
Wow.
So that's pretty much it for today. And whenever we get together again, we're going to work together on the code to import back and rebuild the .dat file from whatever PNGs the user has.
I really hope it's soon because I really want to get into this game and I really want to.
You can experiment yourself, but yeah, maybe not with importing. That will be
Yeah, I
That
need
would-
you for that.
too big of a step. But you can, the code is there for you to create your own copy of the export all function and try exporting the sounds without actually going through the grabbing the names. You can
Just
what
for
we discussed.
just for time's sake, because again, times like this where I can talk to you on the phone for 4.5 hours, barely interrupted, is limited.
4.5 hours. Fuck me, it's been this long tonight.
But
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just throwing it out there. If you get time this weekend and you want to work on the import thing, maybe the homework thing before you send it to me can just be have me go through the file and tell you what each part does.
Still
'Cause-
fine by me.
I'm just saying because time's of the essence for me. So, because Catherine's got to start writing her thesis.
Okay, still, again, fine by me. Whatever you want your homework to be, let it be that. I just want you not to, just say, okay, Leftos has done that, I don't need to bother with it anymore. Let him do the import as well and let me work on modding the game. I actually just want you to also learn from this process.
And I am learning, and I'm going to learn, and oh my god.
I'm
I-
really happy to hear you so excited. It always makes me feel nice to
No,
help people be excited about stuff I'm also
No,
passionate about.
you know what I just said? Oh my god about.
Well,
You have the freaking source code up for those that roster editor and the other tools that you've made.
yeah, of course I do.
Oh,
Everything. Now that you've reminded me, I need to. I've been working on roster editor lately. I'm not sure if I've been doing all those bug fixes one after the other, and I'm not sure I've uploaded the really latest code to the cloud. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I haven't. Okay, so version 0.15.1.2. I mean the what's new section of the roster editor is a fucking masterpiece. Even well, not as much as the. Have you ever taken a look at the fuck me? What's new? The what's new file of the Stats Tracker tool
no.
has its whole history since it was since January 8th when it first was a tool that fixed the damn bugs, and
Wow.
during some days it's really fun to see how I did 2 updates, 2 releases in January 8, 3 releases in January 9, then another one January 15.
And then nothing till March.
I've been working on it, version 0.8 March 21 actually it was the first release after such a long time, and it actually kept a history of all the box scores you added, and then shit got serious. Version 0.10 was the first version after the tool became my thesis, and after I started working on it as a serious statistical analysis tool. So pretty much this is the correct team stats history, and this is the work of my thesis.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, just going through it and seeing the releases as they happened, the bug fixes, the features as they were being added, all the ideas I was getting.
Mhm.
I mean, it almost brings tears to my eyes, just to reminisce about all the work I had put. And you know what's the most disappointing part? I just stopped putting dates on the releases from a point on, which is really
I see that.
disappointing because the dates on this work. I mean, look at all the work I did on May 7, or some days that were 12 hours of me programming because I had so many ideas that I wanted to apply. It's just
You're forgetting something though.
what?
Every time you update the download on the NLSC, it saves that date.
Yeah, that much is true. But you're also forgetting that for quite some time I wasn't yet uploading stuff to the downloads database.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So there's still things that could be missing. And here's the to-do list, and one of the
No,
features.
you have everything since 10.78.
Yeah, I do. Let's see.
Oh, that's still for a
10.7.
while.
10.78 is still, yeah.
And that
Yeah,
was
so
back
I've
in July.
I've released everything from 6.1 to 7.8,
Yeah.
but it's still, I should grab those dates because see all those releases.
It's nuts.
Yeah, I should grab those dates just for Wow. Yeah, thanks for that. I had forgotten about that. And if you take a look at the to-do list I have, I've actually thought of a feature. I'm going to use Slim's formulas and have the tool recommend ratings for 2K rosters
Yes.
using the real NBA stats.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And considering the interoperability with Redditor, maybe I can also update rosters from inside stats tracking.
That is an amazing.
It's the feature that 2K never got into the game. Proper roster updates.
Right.
Synergy.
Oh, I miss NBA Live.
Yeah. But as soon as editor for 2K13 comes out, we have synergy just because I'm going to work on it. You will be able to update the ratings of your roster whenever you want using the real life stats, Slim's formulas, which are great, fucking great. Game works perfectly with his rosters. They're amazing. And you'll be able to update your roster, your association, whatever. Sounds nice?
That sounds very, very nice.
Yeah.
No more of this underrated Andre Drummond bullshit.
They did actually raise him by 7 points. From a 59 to a 66
That's not
overall.
enough.
Yeah, still not enough, I know. Slim using his ratings before the season started, which really underestimate his rebounding by a lot. I mean, his rebounding percentages, which is the rebound percentage, I don't know if you know, is the advanced stat that calculates how many of the available rebounds the player grabs.
Mhm.
His rebounding percentages have him as nearly a 96 on rebounding.
Wow.
Have you noticed the Anderson Varejão's averages?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, Anderson Varejão is almost gone through a streak where he was almost averaging 15 points and 15 rebounds. His rebound percentage puts him at above 100 in 2K scale. There's not enough of a rating to consider how many of the Cavaliers rebounds, of the rebounds available in the Cavaliers games, both the Cavaliers ones and the opponent's rebounds, Anderson Varejão grabs. I mean, it's off the scales, and it will be really, interesting once Redditor comes out, because I can't add such a feature yet. I can add the feature that recommends the ratings, but I can't update rosters yet. But once Redditor comes out and we can update rosters on a daily basis, it will be really interesting to see players develop and the ratings fluctuate based on their actual real performances without Slim having to go through updating all his spreadsheets and calculating the ratings and entering them in the roster editor.
Right. Hey,
That's going to be one of the greatest features ever, if you ask me.
so two things. Are we done with the team viewer?
Yeah. Have I sent you the final code though?
You have not yet. But I'm going to close the team viewer just to get some frames back.
Yeah, sure.
And
Let me wrap the wrestling imp exp in a nice 7-zip and send it over.
okay. And you should load up the stream again if you get when you get a chance. Because I just tried. I wasn't doing this the entire time. I promise you. But I just tried it, and evidently I can stream this full screen. Or frame rate still sucks, but whatever. And your tool has downloaded.
Yeah.
This is the tool that you're helping.
This is the game that I'm helping.
Yeah, this is the, yeah.
Was it always cel-shaded?
No, that's actually a thing that I put on.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah. Because I wasn't, I didn't remember it being cel-shaded.
Yeah, they actually have built-in,
Okay. That makes sense.
it's just
That's
20.
Yeah, that's a cool trick, You just put an outline and it looks so much more comic-like.
What it sucks is that, you see, you'll see in a second, when I'm going through the stairs, in the old prototype you could actually go up there.
Okay.
And do moves on that upper roof.
So it's really in development, yeah.
It really is. It's 0.01.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's playable. And I'm actually having a lot of fun with it.
So why were you so excited to realize that I have the code for all my tools app?
God, what do they want to do?
Well, here's the link if you want to. However, go grab the code for anything and take a look. You just open that page, select the project, go to...
Put it into the thing, right?
What?
Put it into Visual Studio.
Yeah, you just go to... wait. I need to figure out how you can download the whole source of it. Yeah, okay. So if you want, for example, if you wanted to download the code to the roster editor, visit that page that I gave you.
Okay.
Okay. Click on NBA 2K13 roster editor. Okay.
Okay.
Click on the downloads tab.
And what do I do with the download?
Branches. Have you lost me?
You know I'm still playing the game, right? Sorry. I'm over. I'm doing it.
Come on.
Okay, you said go to roster
CM.
editor, and then downloads, and then branches, and then master, and then I click on the zip file to download the zip file.
Yeah, and once you download the zip file, it should just be the whole project. You just extract it to the folder, and you open the .sln file and you do whatever you want. Check out the code, check out the interface, mess around with it, compile it, run it, whatever you want.
Got it.
So 2K13 is on Xbox Live Games on Demand. Hey.
Oh, I can't wait to just friggin' turn this into an arena, change the ring ropes.
We'll do importing soon enough. Relax. Okay.
I can't relax.
I'm just. You see how eager I was to help you, and how much of this call was, just us chatting about our news, and how such a short time it took to actually develop the exporting mechanism, the exporting part of the tool.
Hey, we actually have someone in the chat.
We do?
Yeah, man, you asked who you are.
Yeah, I just saw that. Anyway, it is 3 a.m., so I should be going.
Well, I just slammed that guy right on a freaking chair.
Yeah, I saw that. Anyway,
Sweet.
I want to go get some sleep, and we'll be chatting again soon whenever you have time to teach, for me to teach and you to learn how to import the textures. See how fun programming is, though?
Very fun. Oh, thank you so much, man. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, just remember that when I do come to the US, you owe me a visit, and we'll go. Yeah, not get drinks. We'll go. I don't know. You grab the family, and we'll all go together to have dinner. I don't know, whatever. But you owe me a visit. That much.
It's true.
I deserve that much.
These are the two logos that matter.
What? I am not. I closed the stream again. Give me a second.
Oh, sorry. Uprising.prowrestlingx.com, I believe.
So, do you think this whole recording is worth putting up on the forums?
You know what? I'll have to figure out what I can do with pre-recorded stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll see, because a lot was covered, and I know I can cut out highlights.
Yeah.
But that's going to be difficult, and I'm not going to watch over the past 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, I know. Oh, God. Anyway, this was fun.
Lots of fun. Thank you so very freaking much.
Glad to be of help, and glad to have gotten you interested in programming, other than giving me instructions on what you want to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Get some sleep.
Okay. Bye, John.
Take care, man.
Have a nice evening.
I will. See ya.
Bye.
And thank you, Eric, for stopping by the chat. I will see you guys next time. Oh, see it, but you can't get it. Okay, I'll show you real quick. Click buy now, and then you have to give at least $5 to get it. Or you can go up and get a Create Wrestler in Pro Wrestling X when it's actually released. Get a boxed copy. I mean, it's up to you what tier you want to give in. So, you need at least $5 to get the game. So, yeah. I'm going to end the stream now. Okay? Eric. Epic. Sorry, man. I'm tired. Okay, I seriously need to leave. Take care.